the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial Ballistix.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to LG Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Ballistix and Crucial, and apparel partner 656. Beautiful jerseys that both me and Salty are wearing today. And honestly, I love the jerseys, and I think that you guys should get some too. But before we go down that road, we're going to have a look at the matches for today. And it is going to be spicy day indeed. We've got 4 great teams that are going to be on the server today. 2 of whom are going to be playing right about now, and those teams are none other than Only Friends, a team with a really interesting name, and Reckoning Esports. They're going against each other. Later on, we've got ROG going up against God Particles, but right now, this is a matchup that I think is going to draw a few eyes, Salty, because, well, I think these players, you know, even though they're on different teams, I think they know each other really well, and it seems like a bunch of friends at most everybody playing against each other.
Yeah, true that. Only Friends as well as Reckoning. Reckoning, they started their journey with a loss, aren't really in a good position. But then again, people know that Reckoning can come back. Their last season was literally flawless. And we all are expecting Reckoning to be a full force as the season progresses. So, with that being said, I guess Only Friends, they have to really punch above their weight to kind of match up against Reckoning Esports at this point. But then again, just like you mentioned, it's kind of like known players playing against each other. That basically means that it's going to be a spicy affair, and I'm expecting some I don't know, unorthodox stuff happening so that they can maybe catch each other off guard. But then again, just wait and watch what happens, because the games are crazy. But overarching storyline is that there's going to be an underdog story. Only Friends going up against Reckoning Esports, who are like a pretty big team. Then we have RJ Academy, who are going up against Team God Particles. Even God Particles is a pretty big lineup. RJ Academy, being a young, I wouldn't say star-studded lineup. It's like the youngsters who are starting, you know, they're playing the game like professionals now, and they're the new dogs in the circuit, so they will have to chew off above their weight as well to try and go against God Particles.
Yeah, that is true. This is going to be a interesting matchup over here. We're just going to have to analyze, I mean, every bit of it. Yeah, we will for sure. But to be honest, I have no idea whether or not this is going to be a matchup that we can see not going to 3 maps, because these 2 teams, well, as good as they've been, as good as Reckoning have been in the past season, they're facing off against a team that I think has had fairly bit of success. It's just, I think consistency might be an issue for them, but we're gonna have to wait and see. But before that, we're gonna have the MVP standings come up in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. And as you would expect, it is the same 4 players as we've been seeing for the last couple of days. It's gonna be Paradox, Deathmaker, Deadly, and Cactus. None of whom are gonna be playing today, but I want to ask you, Salty, do you think that we might see a player from Only Friends or from the side of Reckoning that you think could make it on here? Because remember, Bondef was here for quite a while last season.
Yeah, true that. I feel like there will be new players, especially the likes of, especially with the likes of Deadly 10 and Cactus, I feel like consistency might be an issue for both the teams, really Esports and FS, as they play tougher opponents as the season progresses. It's going to be tough for Deadly 10 and Cactus to kind of retain their position. Getting frags against big teams every single time is not going to be that easy. So for sure, the third and the fourth position might be up for grabs for a lot of new players. Now, who is that going to be? Not really sure. I haven't seen Bondev play this season. I'm not really sure if form is on his side. So we'll probably find out pretty soon. But yeah, just like you mentioned, I'm pretty sure the four players on the MVP standings, that those four names are going to keep changing and keep shuffling. I'm pretty sure Paradox and Deathmaker are going to be like the constants. They might fight each other for the number one spot here and there. They might topple one another a couple of times, but then third and sports spot, it's going to be tough for Deadly 10 and Cactus to retain their position. That's for sure.
Yeah. Now that we're done with the MVP standings, we're gonna have to see who exactly are in positions to make it further right now. Let's have a look at the group standings for all these teams, and where exactly is today's match going to lead the team of Only Friends or the team of Reckoning, because Reckoning is at the bottom and right above them is Only Friends, and both of them are in, well, they've got pretty much everything to fight for right now. And I don't really know how exactly it's going to turn out for them, because one of them has to come up with the victory. If it goes 3 maps, then we're going to see somebody at least get off with 1 point. But this is a battle of the bottom table, but I don't really think these two teams are meant to be in the bottom, are they?
Exactly. I mean, it's funny that none of them even got off the mark with the points. Of course, they were 2-0 defeats for both of them in the first game, but of course that's just the first game. Reckoning as well as Only Friends. Reckoning will have a higher chance of making it to the top four, considering the fact that they've been there already. They've played the playoffs. They've played against the big guns. As the season progresses, they'll have a lot more opportunity, kind of redeem themselves and get back to their prime form. But then again, starting the season with the defeat is like a sort of a big blow for them. Only Friends, they can capitalize on it if they play well. If they catch Reckoning off guard, I believe Only Friends will have an opportunity. But then again, that's just an underdog story. It's like David against Goliath, right? Reckoning, they being the Goliath of the scene. Only Friends, they need to bring something really exceptional to probably take them down, and that's exactly the David storyline that I'm trying to pull off.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. The only issue here is, though, who exactly would you call David and Goliath at this point? If you consider these two. Reckoning, well, they've been pretty much of a Goliath in the last season, but this time they didn't really start off as well as they would have wanted to. A disappointing loss, I would say, at least, that they had gone through. And Only Friends, well, they're a new squad. They haven't really had that much time probably playing together, but they will probably have a little bit experience now that we've seen them play pretty much in a multitude of tournaments. We've seen them now in TC Gauntlet, one of the biggest there is. And now if they have got, the synergy in the last couple of days where they haven't really played much, and they probably, practiced a bit, know how to go against Reckoning, a team that honestly has a really solid footing on the ground and whatnot. But yeah, it is going to be a difficult one to predict, Salty. But before we predict any of that, let's have a look at the teams, shall we? Let's go ahead and have a look at Reckoning Esports and their lineup, how exactly they are going to be looking like today. Because I believe that this team has got a lot of players that we will recognize for a long time, and players who, quite honestly, have got firepower that can propel them through any means, because they beat the big dogs last season. They can't do it again. Although they've started with a loss, I don't really believe that it's going to be a problem for them.
Exactly. I mean, you look at players like Bond, if you look at players like INQ, you immediately know that this lineup is something, especially with Yuven by their side. I feel like they have both experience as well as firepower. They can beat the shit out of anybody who comes in their way. But then again, reckoning for them, consistency has been an issue. Last season, they were in top form. This season, I feel like this roster should even get better. This is the season where they should really establish themselves as the top dogs. Of course, they have a werewolf in their logo, so I'm expecting them to play like one. I'm expecting them to play ruthless, especially up against only friends, more like a newly formed lineup. I feel like Reckoning Esports should really stretch their legs and start feeling comfortable. But then again, just like I mentioned, consistency has been an issue for them. They cannot really let the game slide, cannot really um, I don't know, just play it more casually. Like at this point, it's more like a game which is going to set them for the rest of the tournament, and they should give it all that they've got. And if they do so, if they play all their cards right, Reckoning Esports have all the right to win this, and not just win this, but also probably make this a 2-0.
Yeah, probably a 2-0 could be on the cards for these guys over here. They've got revamped a bit of a revamped squad. They've got Ion Q added on over there, who's been pretty much of a spearhead for them. A front runner with that jet in his hand is a really dangerous player to face off. By the way, especially on Haven, I believe. But yeah, let's have a look at the player spotlight for this team, Reckoning Esports. Who you got? And of course, it has to be Ion Q. He's been a really, really interesting player to watch for a lot of teams. He's played on different teams. He's played with different people. And now he used to be a part of Reckoning, and he circled back right and came back home. What do you think about this, Salty?
I mean, this man is an exceptional aimer. I feel like he's a prodigy. 30 kills, 32 deaths, 15 assists, and 187 ACS. This man, give him the time, he is going to deliver performance. And more so, like, I feel he is one of the most consistent aimers that you have got. He is young, he has a lot more room for improvement, and this man can absolutely shut up every single opponent that can come in front of him. But then again, it's like a learning curve for him. He needs to suit into this. He needs to kind of grow into this lineup a little bit. I feel like given the time, he will be a very big threat, especially for bigger opponents. INQ can be an asset for Reckoning Esports, but they need to use him properly. He's not like most other players out there. He's not like your typical Jet who is just gonna dash on your side and then entry frag for your team. He's gonna be calm and composed, and he's gonna get frags. At the end of the day, he's gonna win you the round. And that sort of a play style needs a little bit of time. That sort of a playing style needs a little more support from the team as well. And given that, I feel like INQ is going to be one of the best players. I feel personally he is like as a young player, he will grow to become one of the best players in the country that we've got to offer. But right now, it's time for him to shine. I feel like it's time for him to show what he has got. He does have the skill, he does have the capability. It's just about his mindset. Once he gets that right, INQ will be Reckoning's flag bearer.
Yeah, I believe so as well. I think that INQ really has some skills that, it makes him really dynamic. A team that knows, like you said, how to utilize him best is probably going to make a living hell for the opponents when he's got the operator in his hands, when he's running around with those jet blades, or he's just having a rifle. He's so good with anything that he plays. What exactly is he going to be facing off against is only friends. So let's see how we are going to have them line up. Only friends. They even have, I mean, as good as their name is, they have a interesting lineup themselves. Players have come out of a squad that we knew before. Kev, Knives Jester, we've seen them play before in the Gauntlet. HVS as well. Gauranga has come in, and we have Cruiser. So a team that I think has got a lot of potential. Unproven talent as a team, I believe, but individually, I think we know these guys, don't we, Salty?
Exactly. I mean, they've been like pros at other FPS before. Knife Jester, HVS, Kev, all these guys, they've played together before. It doesn't really synergy isn't really a problem for them. Only friends for them. This is more like a test of time. This is more like trying to adapt to a different game, as well as trying to adapt to probably play at the highest level possible. Only friends, they've got the talent, they've got people who have done it before. It's just that new players have come in, a little bit of synergy issues that can cause problems. They need consistency, they need more strategies. I feel like their attacking depth as well as defensive fortitude is something which lacks in both departments. Especially when you play this game on different maps, you've got to have to adapt to it, and you've got to have a plethora of strategies to come up and surprise the opponent every single time. Team Only Friends, as far as I've seen them play, they're like one of the most meta teams possible. But then again, they need to bring something out of the box, and if they do so, I guess Only Friends, they can be a potent threat to every single opponent.
Yeah, that is true. Only friends. Well, this is going to be a test for them. Reckoning have been a really difficult team, I believe, for anybody to face off. And now that they have probably found them in a vulnerable spot, which is possible because Reckoning have come off just after a loss, we're going to have to wait and see. And who exactly is going to be shining a little bit more extra for them today in the player spotlight from Only Friends? Let's have a look at who it's going to be. Is it going to be Gauranga? Yes, it is going to be Gauranga. He's, well, to be honest, he's a player that, as a controller, has got a lot more utility based plays than he has with his aim. That I mean, is just been one game, but I've seen this guy play before. I know how he plays around that. He plays the Omen. Used to play the Omen. He shifted to the Astra a couple of times. The Brimstone, the Viper. He can play all of it. Controller is his specialty, and I think that his utility usage is pretty great. His aim is good, but I think that he can probably bring a lot more, influence to his team by playing as a utility main than as an aim main. What do you think?
I mean, first of all, Universe, I want to point out an eerie similarity. It was INQ who was here before. He had a statistics of 30, 32, 15, 187. I mean,
Oh
for
yeah.
sure, kills and deaths can be same. Probably even assists can be same if your luck is right. But even the ACS, that's like a very big similarity that I can find. Then again, Gorang, he's been an influential fragger as well as, just like you mentioned, in utility main, and it's important for him to kind of support his team from the shadows, right? From the shadows, ironically. As a controller, he needs to buy more space for his team. As a controller, he can probably aid his team in different situations, but I mean, it's always important for him to survive, right? With the Astra, with the regenerative smokes, need to stay till the end, and then probably you can probably make the best use out of that particular character. Then again, Only Friends, Goran will be a potent threat, but I'm still looking for more players as well. I feel like Knife Jester and Kev will be one of the biggest threats for Reckoning Esports going into this game. But if Goran brings his A game, if he comes up with kills as well as his utilities, what better than that?
True. We're gonna have to see where they're gonna be playing though, as the map veto is up and ready for us. Where exactly is the battleground? Okay, we've got Ascent Haven and Breeze. That is interesting. The last map I didn't really expect that to be. Between these two teams, I really thought this would end with, I don't know, maybe bind or even a
Split.
split. Yeah, exactly. But we've got Breeze, so that's a good thing. As far as I can tell, I love seeing this being thrown in the books, but are we going to turn to that chapter of the book? I'm not quite sure because this could end within the first two itself, depending on who picks up the first map, I believe. Because Reckoning, to be really honest, are really, really good on Haven. Haven is pretty much, what they would call their. I mean, as far as I know, Haven is probably one of their best maps, and they do a really good job at it. Ascent is something that they're pretty good as well. But Only Friends, well, they would go for ground zero as we would expect. They want to play in a map that I think anybody and everybody would be comfortable with. And Ascent is a map that, I think the C in Ascent stands for comfort. So
All right. Serious and sense for comfort, ladies and gentlemen. But then again, Reckoning, they can be a potent threat in the map of Ascent as well. Ascent is something where everybody plays comfortably. It does not really require you to have like a library of strats. For sure, you can work up with your defaults if you have strong enough defaults. You can mix them up together. You can keep the opponents guessing. You don't really need to be that ultra you don't need to be a giga brain to win a map of Ascent, do you? So yeah, right. Reckoning Esports is start on defense. It's a little easy for them to probably start on defense, but Only Friends being on attack is going to be the key. I feel like if they get a few rounds, if they get the lead in the first half on attack on the map of Ascent, they can probably steamroll their way into the first game, and that's the only opportunity. Because just like you mentioned, Haven is Reckoning stuff. Haven is their home ground. It's their fort. You I mean, it's going to take a monumental effort from Team Only Friends to break that fort, to infiltrate that turf, and probably make it theirs. So the best bet would be to solidify the position in Ascent, to get their first map on board, and then probably make it a 1-1 and then go to Breeze, which I'm not really sure who really has things favored for, because Breeze, I haven't seen either of these teams play. I guess Reckoning, they've played Breeze a little before, but then again, we're going to move into the agent selection, ladies and gentlemen. And on the map of Ascent, what do you expect, Universe? Do you expect a double initiator composition, which is like the basic right now, or do you expect more like a double duelist and less complications?
I really feel that a double duelist composition is something that I don't think teams should go for it anymore. Like I've heard you say this previously as well. It's one of those. It's one for the history books at this point. It was the initial first stage of Valorant in our region, where a double duelist used to be a thing. But you got to move on. You got to have a difference in the gameplay. One duelist supported by two initiators is what's the name of the game right now. And it looks like the same for RGE, as they've got the Sova and the Sky. They've got a Killjoy as well. And Sukuna, who is a new addition on the team, is going to be playing the Astra. So we have a fully locked in team, but we have a KO on the other side as a secondary initiator. Okay, interesting. Agent. Kev is going for it. And we've got SP5 playing the Jet. So, interesting lineup. I don't really recognize SP5. Has somebody changed their name? Because I'm not quite sure.
Same here. Even Sakura is a new addition to the lineup as well. The difference is the only difference is here is the Sky for the KO, right? Because apart from that, I feel like the every other agent is similar. We have two controllers in the form of Astra. Both of them Astras. We have a constant Sova as well. We have two Jets. We have two Cages. Like it's like KJ Sky. It's like KJ Jet as well as a Sova is like. Okay, it's meta right now. All the team, they pick them, but yeah, the difference lies in the form of the secondary initiate, and that's going to be the KO for a Sky. A little bit of damage for a little bit of information. Now, KO does work wonders in a map like Split. In the map of Ascent, I haven't really seen KO being tested a lot. But then again, considering that Ascent also has narrow lanes and narrow entry points, I feel like KO can be a devastating effect. Imagine dropping a fragment in B main area where all the 5 players are trying to push in. They will be devastated and will be caught off guard.
Indeed. I have to believe that KO is somebody, an agent that I think can cause havoc in the right hand. Sai is a person I think who plays KO proficiently. Is Kev going to be able to do the same? Let's find out. And he's the one we're going to be looking at first. Blinded early on, Reckoning on the defense have got an aggressive stance for this one. They've pushed up B. They got a little bit of an early flash towards A as well. And Only Friends are actually taking this really, really respectfully. They're not pushed up anywhere. They're checking every single corner, every avenue. And they're being careful about this because they know Reckoning can pull off some crazy stuff. Another flash confirms the positions of another player over here. At least one towards that A main. So, Reckoning, they've got information to work with, but not too much, I believe. They're still lurking around B as well. But B is left completely empty as this A side is being attacked, and Bondef makes a huge mistake. Goes into the smoke, expecting nobody to be there. And here comes the force of Only Friends. SP5 is gonna get one, Kev gets another. And just like that, Reckoning somehow dismantled.
That was a plan. That was exactly the plan. IronQ though, he has to make a difference, but with the Frenzy, I'm not really sure if he can do so. Triss trying to take some early contact, but even he will be pushed back. Team RGE, they literally have been made to struggle, right? The idea for Team Only Friends was to try and stall the attack as much as possible, to try and delay this attack as much as possible. They wanted Team RGE to make a mistake, and that exactly happened when Bondef pushed up, right? Bondef pushed up to get some information. They had information that there are players in mid. They saw 2 players in mid. They knew there were players in the A main area as well because of the flash. With everything said and done, this team, Team RGE, They could have just stayed put and wait for the attack to come through because the clock was running down. Instead, they try and get some more information, and that is what happens, right? Team Only Friends, they were so calm and composed about their approach. They knew that with time on their side, players from the other team are going to push up, and as soon as they pushed up, they utilized that. They got an opening, they got a man advantage, and boom, they're inside.
Indeed. They go towards mid. They got weapons, but the force buy is coming from the other side, I believe. Market. Gonna be an interesting area. 3 players here. Here they go. Kev gets one.
Ooh.
Twist. What?
Spike down B.
Triz, my man just gets 3. He blows off 3 players off the face of the earth. Wow. Sukuna lands a nice dink, a tasty dink on a Cruiser God. 18 HP to play for Team RGE. What a comeback it has been. What a force buy it has been. But then again, they still need to clean this up. In spite of having a force buy, this can go the other direction. This can go the other way. Team Reckoning Esports, they can retrieve a weapon or two. They can get some SMGs for themselves. They need to make use of it. Knife Jester is pretty low. You can see Knife Jester has 92 HP to work with. The Sova is pretty low. Bondef goes down. It's a 1v2. It's still doable for Sukuna. No straws to work with. But the crossfire is deadly universe. And one man is already behind him.
He just needs one bullet on the guy coming behind him, but he's not gonna spot him because Cruiser is gonna find an early jump on him. I mean, round that almost Reckoning actually blew away thanks to Trist's 3K jumping judge. That is a tongue twister. Yeah, jumping judge. A jumping judge. A judge that is jumping. That's a tongue twister for you. A judge that is jumping and judging. Well, jumping judge that's judging. Okay, yeah. Now let's go with that. That's a tongue twister for you today, guys, on the Daily Dose. But
I still remember what you did with the Viking thing.
Let's not go for the Viking references here. But there is a Viking right here with a crazy weapon, Juven. It's gonna be damaging the Jet quite a bit, and because no Sky means no heal, SP5 is just gonna have to play. He's got left in his body. It's not a lot though, and Juven's just keeping them out of this B main side as much as he can with that Odin, as Only Friends are looking to explore another avenue. And it looks to be A short right now. Kev is trying to keep them a little occupied here for as long as he possibly can, as the rest of his team moving about. They're still really cautious about this. They know that they're facing off against better weapons, but they don't really want to make any mistakes of sorts because they want this bonus round. But what they don't know is that if you give this much time to Reckoning, they're going to get into positions that's going to cause you a lot of trouble. Speaking about trouble, IonQ's already gone into that position. He's in that Wine's corner, and he's probably going to be a little bit of a menace if they don't check it. Oh, the team flash! The team flash gets him, and it's gonna be Bond have to clean up too. And although Knife Jester is gonna find one, and they've got the side, it's still a 3v2 against them. It's gonna be difficult.
Spike planted.
How is he gonna go? Retake coming in now.
Cruiser God. I mean, at this point, he can hold off this angle, but this is exactly what I was worried about. They have the Odin and the woods and the walls. They don't make any sense. Cruiser God will be good for one, but that's about it. Team RG, they clean up, they scavenge on the kills, and they get this spike for themselves. They will defuse it for sure, and we'll get the first round on board. I mean, it's been interesting. You mentioned, right, IonQ was in a very good position already, Team RGE. They could have waited a little more, probably gone for the trigger discipline. He could have gotten more than 1 kill. Bondef gets 2, so that was justified. They played it to perfection, but Team Only Friends, they gave into the pressure that was built up, right? Team Reckoning Esports did not make the mistake that they made in the first round. You said that they were running the clock and they might get to good positions. First round, Bondef peeks out and gives away his kill. Last one, he does not. He waits for his time and he gets rewarded. He gets 2 frags, which open up the attacking team for him. Once again, IonQ in a very, very aggressive position. They really want to isolate this player, but Kev is in a very advanced position. They're trying to maneuver inside, but flashes will come out mid, completely left open. Nobody is checking that area, and Kev, look at where he is. He's already in markets, and he might open this door open, but it's going to be a problem. Bondev will be going down. Gauranga gets a first frag. That's good for them. INQ will be dueling one more SP5. Brilliant stuff. Knife Jester gets another one. Team only friends. They're getting fragged
pretty well. Oh, Sakuna looks left, looks right. Does not know where these players are going to be coming in from. And that's left Yuven alone in a 1v5. Only friends pull out a beautiful round, to be honest. Almost a flawless if Yuven goes down here. And yeah, they're just circling around him like sharks at this point. He's just fodder at this point. And there it is. Oh, he gets one though. Kev goes down. So not a flawless, but I consider this a flawless anyhow though.
Great comeback. Great comeback indeed. I mean, look at this. The last round they lost, but this one, they win individual duels. Every single kill was a 1v1, which Team Only Friends won, right? There was no way Team RG could have doubled up on them. Kev is already in a very advanced position. They have given away mid to the opponent. They've got kills in short as well. There is pressure constantly in every single direction. There's pressure in B main, there's pressure in A main as well. There's pressure in mid. Where do you try and look up? Especially when Kev has infiltrated the site, especially when he has infiltrated the enemy territory so much, you have to win those duels. And when you cannot, it's going to be really difficult for you. Once again, look at the attacking formation. Team Only Friends, they're playing this to perfection. They have one player in B, they have one player in A, and three of them are trying to lurk around in mid, trying to create an opening, trying to create a diversion. But at this point, I feel like what is going to be important is to win a duel in either of the flanks, and that's exactly what Knife Jester will do. He will take down Yuven, which basically opens up the B side. Now, all the attention is going to be in the B side. Meanwhile, if they get another kill in B, which Trist is going to overextend, things are just going to open apart for Team Only Friends. Once again, Team RG, they have restructured the defense. All of their players, in fact, two of them will try and position themselves near market, but they will be forced off. Look at where they are. They're still second guessing. They're still thinking that this could be an A hit, and they have the complete side control.
You know the thing that I love about Only Friends is they're giving so much respect to Reckoning. But at the same time, they're winning those rounds on the back of that respect. It's really good how Only Friends are playing. They're taking it slow, patient, reading Reckoning on every turn. You know, they don't care that they don't have map control because Reckoning aren't taking it either, right? So
exactly.
It's an even ground. Nobody's really pushing up too much unless they get a kill, which Only Friends are doing really well. I mean, this was an eco, but still, even though they knew it was an eco, you saw, you know, they had the patience to hold it down for as long as possible. They kept their ground. They went as a team together because they didn't want to give up any frags. And that's how the cookie crumbles. Cruiser guy gets two. A third as well. Yes, he will. It's going to be Only Friends with 4-1 against Reckoning. And Reckoning really haven't found their footing yet in this match.
Exactly. I mean, for sure, you mentioned it was an eco, right? And it's understandable that they are losing the duels that they are taking, but I'm not talking really about it. I'm talking about the Only Friends approach, and that's what we mentioned. They have this approach of trying to set up flanks for them. They have this approach of trying to brute force their way to mid, trying to infiltrate the enemy, territory as much as possible, and then trying to win those duels in the flanks. And once they do that, the defense really crumbles. With that being said, though, look at where INQ is. This man has no fear of death. He goes in, faces, he stares at Gauranga right in front of him. But here it comes. The Hunt is furious, but it's the lockdown. The lockdown will be destroyed for sure. We have seen a lot of utility. We have seen a lot of ultimates invested, and Team Only Friends, they are in side. But all these players from Team Reckoning, they're just waiting for this ultimate to score away before they can make their way inside and initiate this retake.
Only Friends, yet again they get the spike down, but they have a man disadvantage, so that could be a problem. But Knife Jester, look at this man coming in from the shadows on A short. Gets a 2K pretty easily. Yuven will trade back to Kev. That's a 3v2 right now. Still in their favor because Trish just found Knife Jester. And Sakuna's gonna jump in. He gets one. SB5 can trade off one, but the other one's right around the corner. Yuven clutches it out for his team. It's going to be Reckoning to somehow put another one on the board that almost, I think, went away to the side of Only Friends, because if Knife Jester would have gotten another kill here, or if he had just ran away, I think this round would have gone for the side for Only Friends, but he chose to stick around towards that A short position, maybe try and help out his team as much as he could because he didn't really want to give up the site. But hey, it's done. What happens, happen. Reckoning have gotten another round. How far is this going to take them though? Because their economy is still pretty hurt, isn't it?
Exactly. They're still going with Bulldogs as well as Spectres. IronQ is saving. He's probably going to play on his ultimate. So, yeah, it's not really the ideal condition for Team Only Friends, for Team Reckoning at this point. Ideal conditions for Team Only Friends right now because they still have the same formation. They still have the A and the B flanks and the 3 mid thing. How long is it going to work out? That's the question, because once they try and condition Team RGE to it, I feel like they will discover an antidote. Juven, though, just holding his ground. They're yet to find a frag for themselves, but I can see a duel almost coming up in the A main territory. Sukuna is in Winery. Cruiser God with his owl drone will be kind of in a weird spot. He does not check that angle, and Sukuna might actually get the frag for himself. Even Bondef is actually pushing him up. Kev needs to be really careful. Now, Juven is trying to distract him while Bondef is pushed up. This can be bad for him. The duel almost about to come up. Kev wins the duel. Not the frag. Not the second one. Juven trades him. Sukuna in prime position to get Cruiser God. Yes, he will. This is a 3v4. Wonderfully set up. Trist right in front of him. All 4 guys from Team Only Friends will try and infiltrate the site A, but when they try and go through the smoke, Trist is just going to pop off. 2 kills for him. SP5 trades him, but it's a 1v3 right now for him at 20 HP. It's almost impossible, but then when we speak of impossible, we know what Jets can do. We know what a Phantom can do. Can isolate these frags one by one. One in Hell, one coming in from a backstab position, and one in Winery. Gives away the Sign Q, goes for the plant, the knives don't really connect. Gets Iron Q beautifully. No real time on the clock. He can get the kills though.
Left. Oh, unfortunate. SP5, he did his best, but they're not going to fight him. They know that he's dangerous right now, and they're not going to give him any more frags and not lose any more of their weaponry because the economy's still not good enough, by the way. They're still struggling somehow, Reckoning Esports. They've got another round. They will have a bonus, but if they keep taking hits like these where they're losing 3 players, 4 players in a round, it's really not a good thing because Reckoning Esports, the team that they've been, that we saw them be, and the team that they are looking like right now, there's a huge difference, isn't it, Salty, from last season to now? Okay, going straight in towards A short. Bondef is actually going to get a lot of hits. 26 HP, he's gone down too. Unfortunately, he's no safe to heal himself. Hunter's Fury from the defender's side. Juven looking for a kill is not going to find anybody. He almost did tag down Knife Jester, I believe, but not going to be connecting. Here comes a flash. What a perfectly timed flash, but SP5 still gets the better of Ion. He was so close, but I don't really know what happened there. Somehow he came out on top. Only Friends have an opening.
For sure they do.
That's gonna detain the turret for now as the 4 players come in. Chris only good for 1, and Juven good for nothing. As Reckoning been torn apart, and another round goes for Only Friends. Unless Sukuna can pull out of a 1v4 that I really don't see happening.
Spike planted.
For sure. Kev. Sad that Sukuna couldn't really secure that one, but it's 3-5 at least for them, and I feel like Reckoning did good job to try and keep the opposition economy in check. Only Friends have played exceptionally. I feel like their strategy and their homework is just paying off for them. It's paying them dividends time and time again. They're funneling in through market. They've been able to switch mid round, right? That's their best thing about them. All the 3 players that are stacked up in mid and trying to explore what's there for them, they either go towards market, they'll either go towards A shot. They can change the decision midway, and that's the best part about this execution. They also have the flanks, which can basically buy them space in either part of the side. They can go to the A side, they can go to the B side without worrying about any player coming in to backstab them from probably top mid or something like that. So they have this full proof of formation, but I'm just thinking about Team Reckoning. They are seeing this time and time again now, and they might get conditioned. Even though this is an eco round for them, this should be an easy 6-3-4 team only friends, but we need to watch our Team Reckoning. They can be ruthless, especially in rounds like these. Their pistols can really sing songs of death. One flash comes in, SP 5 smoke gets one, and here it is. Bondef as well as Triss. They'll get two of their own. Gauranga is in a position where he needs to clutch it out. This guy, though, is going to stabilize the members of the team, and now they're going to fall back. They retrieve 2 weapons universe, and this can really change the course of this round, don't you think?
Most certainly could. Ion is moving back. They know that this is going to be a little bit more difficult. 4 versus 3. That recon just sent randomly towards B.
30 seconds
That
left.
should be telling a fake right now, but RG are not buying it. There's still 2 players lingering around that Heavens area. And they don't have a problem with giving away the site, but Twist, oh, he could be giving away his life here. But Bondef is here for the rescue. Time's running out. They need to get this plan
10
down. They
seconds
need to get
left.
this plan down right now. Gaurang's coming in, and he's gonna have to stick it and depend on his teammate. But there it is. The Killjoy lockdown comes in, and it's time for Crucial to make work happen. That shock dart not gonna do anything to take down that
Standing.
ultimate, as Gaurang's been left alone in the 1v3 to make it all happen by himself. He gets 1. He's got 2 more to go. 48 HP, a smoke that's blocking his vision, and he cannot even get the diffuser because Vuven's protecting him, and the plant is not even for him. He planted the spike, but unfortunately he was forced to play in a position that was not going to be favorable for him post-plant, and it's going to be Reckoning Esports to pull off a thrifty.
I mean, I said this. Team Reckoning, they can get ruthless when they get to pistols, when they resort to their sidearm, when they resort to their the supposed smaller weaponry. They can be a very big threat. They can be a much bigger threat than they are with the Vandal. But then again, you look at the approach, right? It was same thing. Team Reckoning, they get 2 frags in the opening. 65 though. This time, the entire team is team rolling their way in. There is a KO ultimate, and the rest of the players from Team Reckoning will be pushed out. You can see that they have the entirety of site for themselves, but for how long, that is a question, because once both these ultimates disable, once they both get terminated, that is exactly when Team RG can initiate a retake, right? They also have an astral divide of themselves, so they can take out Porthouse out of the equation. They have players who can make a difference. They have the recon, I believe, as well as the shock darts to clear out corners. There's gonna be 1 player traced, isolates Knife Jester and takes him out. Astral divide comes through, Porthouse completely eliminated. Kev will try and take early duel. He will be shut down. Schooner, wonderful stuff. Triss once again, a third for him. Gauranga brings 1 back, but that's not it. He will be shut down. A frenzy from Triss and a quad from this guy. He clutches it out, and what a wonderful retake from Team Reckoning. Only friends were absolutely devastated. The combination was good for a KO ultimate as well as an Astra ultimate to kind of give them the side. But what after that? There is Team Reckoning, there is Trist, and all of them, when they start bulldozing their way into sight, how can you prevent them? And I love the usage of the Astral Divide over there. Like, they used it to kind of take out both out of the equation, isolate all those frags, force them to come out of their secure positioning, secured housing, and try and take the fight to us. This was good stuff. This was a change in strategy from Team Only Friends, but so was Team Reckoning. They were prepared for this.
Indeed. Sukuna is going to get detected in that position, and they're going to have an idea. He doesn't smoke it out. Oh my god, he smokes it out, but he gets a spam straight to the head. And Ion, he's a little confused about where to look. He's got so many directions, but he's going to take out the drone only. No kills. SP5 could be a problem. Could have died as well, but he survives. And look at this Knife Jester yet again. This sneaky little bugger sitting behind this Radiant box. And they're gonna have no idea. No, they won't. Knife Jester looking at an angle for too long is probably gonna cost you, my friend. You gotta look at your back as well. Now Reckoning have a good amount of space to work with. The Seekers come in, Trish comes in, Trade's going back and forth, but it's SP5 to increase their man advantage, taken back by Bond at Movie 2.
Player standing.
And only
One
friends are gonna
enemy
add on
remaining.
to the pain. Kev gets a 3K and he's done his job. And now it's up to only one person left on each side, and it's the Sova. Juven, he needs to move around, but he cannot. Time was too far gone and he had to seek the defuse. I don't know why he got off, but I think that, you know, this is the time where you actually have to demonstrate the pros don't fake analogy. But timing got the better of him. And Cruiser swang right, got the kill, easily got the round for his team.
5-6. This is closer than we thought, isn't it, Universe? Ow. I mean, Only Friends did a good job. They're like the ones that caught us by surprise. Their approach is really good, but IronQ is back with the big bad rifle. It's not really a rifle. It's kind of like a sniper rifle. In the position. Wait, what? Knife Jester, you knew there was one guy spotted. There was support from the Sova, and wonderfully done by IronQ Team Reckoning to open things up. But once again, Team Only Friends, they've infiltrated mid and they're kind of popping off from this market door as well. All these players, they start funneling in, and IronQ is just going to sit and isolate one by one. SP5, it does have support from Cruiser God, who's coming in from main. Gauranga comes in from market as well. All these players through the woodworks. There's an Odin that's being spammed right now. They're still struggling. They can go towards the A side, but then SP5 realizes there are players for backup on the A side as well. And IronQ with his man is gonna terrorize the opposition right now. The defense looks strong, but Gauranga isolates Trist and exterminates him. Juven does have an ADS open, but wouldn't really need that. IronQ is literally popping off right now. There is one guy who's inside already. SP5 versus IronQ. It's gonna be a Jet versus Jet. IronQ is not gonna lose. It's not gonna win the duel. SP5 at 3K for him, and Sukuna is probably gonna be a little too late for the retake. He's fortunate though, because SP5 is quite low on HP, and Cruiser God, he's the prime target. Sukuna has to isolate these fights. He cannot take them on 2v1. A recon is gonna come in, will reveal his position. Dodges to perfection, but still waiting. The clock is ticking, and he can't really afford to waste any more time right now. He needs to get 2 kills.
SP5, crazy guy. I mean, 4K comes out of nowhere for this guy. You know, when I saw this take coming in for this side, I was really a little confused, because Ion got 1, then he got 2, right? And then Only Friends, they still didn't consider rotating. They wanted to hit this side, and they wanted to hit it only here when they knew that there's an Odin and Operator combination. They didn't care. They went straight for it. They waited for the recon to come. Gauranga got the first kill, and they attacked both the sides. One by one by one, the kill stopped feeding them, and Only Friends out of nowhere pull out a 7-5 half. I mean, honestly, this is what you call, you know, not being afraid. I think sticking to your gut. They said B. They didn't even try to rotate, even though they knew that there's every player from the side of Reckoning converging on them. They stuck to it, and they got a beautiful round.
I mean, they also checked, right, the A side, right? SP5 went to its spawn. He knew that there is backup in the A side, so even that wasn't really possible if they tried to rotate. But look at the shot on the Bond F.
Oh.
Well, you gotta be crazy. Kev is actually pushing up.
Ooh, Kev needs to be
man is playing
careful.
with,
No, you always gotta expect 2 players over there, my friend.
Watching here.
You play with fire.
Yeah, but Knife Jester. Oh, his flank is gonna be absolutely tremendous, but they have an idea about it. Sukuna spots it out, and now they're covered. They need to be careful. They're checking him, but by the time he runs away, he's gonna have a bullet probably. No, he tries to get away, and he will somehow. Oh my god, how the hell did he get away with this one, Knife Jester? He's going back for these fights. What are you doing? No, Knife Jester! You gotta go hide. You need to keep your man advantage for yourself. He's giving it away. He was level scores. Now Only Friends in the 3v4. And look at this positioning. Juven on the other side of Cruiser. And this is just so...
30 seconds left.
He's right under him. He's right under these. Oh my god. Please, somebody... No,
Cruiser.
please. No, somebody. Dude, what is it with these people looking at the same angle for 300 years? Like, look up. Please. SP5 looks up, though. He's looking pretty up and great.
Remaining.
Okay, so Cruiser sat in that
I mean-
A-short position for 3 years. And
Imagine-
when he came out, nothing was of use because they're all died.
Exactly. Imagine what the teammates would be saying. Like, bro, you're sitting there for so long. How are these people popping off right in front of you? And Cruiser will be like, I didn't see anybody.
Yeah, no. I mean, to be really honest, he didn't see because he was checking out B. But then, you know, the conviction you gotta have to just sit there and look at that straight angle and not even think about anything, you know, that there could be danger right above your head, right? Somebody could be walking on your head.
My God, it was funny.
Nerves
It
of
was
steel.
hilarious.
Okay, for now, an eco from the side of Only Friends. Sorry,
Wait,
from the side of Reckoning. But look at this, Knife Jester and Cruiser God are just gonna clean up duty here. Bond still gets one though. Kev comes for the rescue. And it's all left to the one-man standing Trist, who's been on a roll today, but even in an eco round, he's not gonna have that much success. 9-5, Reckoning have fallen heavy in the second half. 3 rounds given away. 2 rounds given away. And now that they've got their first buy coming in, Salty, do you think there could be another even Steven scoreline that we saw for a couple of rounds, you know, until it was 5-5 in the first half? Could we see that again? Could we see 9-9 maybe? Or
Not
is it
really
going to be Only Friends run away with this?
Not really sure, Team Reckoning. Just like we saw formation from the side of Team Only Friends, I really can't see a lot of attacking depth from Team Reckoning at this point. They have a friends towards B, they have a friends towards A. They get some information, SP5 will be dazed, but then nothing on the back. But I don't feel Team Only Friends will overextend too much. Kev does have the tendency to push out, but then with Bondef as well as backup for him available, it's really not worth it. Of course, the Owl drone is going to push back Gauranga. There is a player on the back of it as well. So Team RG will try and push up A short region, but they're all scattered at this point. They're all trying to create their own openings. Knife just in an aggressive position will try and prevent the B take as well. So looking up for options where mid has been left completely open. It's the same little thing that's happened time and time again. Knife just wins his duel. He's gonna win another one. He wins.
Wait.
Bondef. He retrieves the weapon as well. This is bad. Team Reckoning, they're stuck in the middle of nowhere right now. Could have been a collateral, but then SP5 trades him. At this point, they get some sort of realistic, some sort of map control towards B. Cruiser God is still there with the Spectre, which can be a liability at this point, but he will prevent the spike from going down at least.
One enemy remaining.
Gauranga, sorry,
Ow.
30
Sakuna
seconds left.
goes down as well. Cruiser God tags INQ a lot. At least he has done his job, but INQ in a 1v3 situation on 18 HP, we've seen him do this before, but yeah, it's gonna be a little difficult, Universe.
Little difficult? I don't think it's possible. Look at the time. It's gone. Where's the spike? It's gone away
10
even
seconds
further.
left.
Oh yeah.
It's over. There is nothing he could do. What the? You know, the one thing I didn't understand, the range at which Knife Jester got those 2 kills with a Spectre. Why? Why is that allowed? Why is that allowed, dude? That's not supposed to happen, but it does. Finally, Reckoning have got something in their pockets, and that is a timeout that they're going to be utilizing in all good time, to be honest, because nobody on their side is finding a solution or is even able to look at a solution at this point. 10-5, Only Friends have pretty much run away with everything at this point. A bonus that's gone their way. They've got upgraded weapons without even having to invest in it. 2 players who can buy back, who will have as much economy as probably they need. Another round that I think should be going in the favor of Only Friends right about now, just because of the fact that, well, for starters, RG have no money. So I see this 11-5, and if things go a little bit more further, well than that, another, long range, I don't know what, 500-meter Spectre kill. We see 12-5, and then it's game over. Reckoning, I generally do not see them getting back after this.
There is a timeout. Team Reckoning, they can change things up.
What do you think that they should change up? What exactly? Should they change the pace of the game? Should they be a lot more aggressive? Because they tried that in their eco. It didn't work.
They cannot be aggressive.
Do you think they should try an aggressive push, but in the buy round? Because I think their individual powers could help them in a buy round more than an eco.
They cannot be aggressive, man. Like, it doesn't work out, especially with team only friends being so calm and composed about this. Their defense, I kind of doubted how strong this defensive composure is going to be. Team only friends are pretty good with it. Team RG, they need to pick their time. They need to take their time and pick their spots, right? Get them kills, get their man advantage right. They haven't been able to create openings in any part of the map as of yet. They try and run down the clock, but don't really get anything on the back foot. They try and brute force their way, and that is their downfall right there. Try and probably initiate fights left and right. They probably win 1 or 2 here and there. They can get an opening to probably make an entry to a side. Once again, they're pushing up mid with no map control as of yet. Team only friends, they're just allowing it. They'll have all the information with this owl drone, and they can easily sit back and relax and watch these players funneling from one direction. The turret reveals position in B main, pardon me. For that, Knife Jester will be isolated and taking down Iron Cube. Beautiful stuff. Cruiser got left all by himself. Team Reckoning. This is their opening. This is exactly what I wanted to do. They need an opening. They need an initial kill, and now the side is there. So they're taking 3 players on the retake. They've been left stranded in the middle of nowhere. 5 players in post-ban situation. It is going to be difficult for Team Only Friends to make a comeback. You need to win these duels. You need to position yourself and isolate those kills. If you do that, once you make the move, you can make an entry to a site. You cannot really go for fast, aggressive pushes. This is not a set piece execute every single time. Those might work 1 or 2 times, but it doesn't really work every single time. Sova has been caught with his pants down.
What?
Oh my god, Team Only Friends! 3 quick kills. Here comes Seekers. Kev, once more. It's 2v1. SP5!
No.
This man is a genius. He has 1 bullet in his barrel. Not a lot of time to work with. Spots out the player. He no-scoped him! SP5! He no-scoped the hell out of Triss. He does not really have a lot of time to go for the deep field. This is so bad. This is so unfortunate. Team Only Friends, I bow down to you, especially SP5. That man no-scoped the hell out of Triss. He sent him to oblivion. He is like on moon right now.
I have no words. I have no words whatsoever. This is insane.
This is unfair, man. He should have had the time to go for the defuse. He should have had the time. He deserved it.
Yeah, all 5 players on the side from Reckoning. They committed. They won the round. But honestly, I think...
At what cost?
Yeah, what cost? That was honestly disappointing to watch them fall apart like that, one after the other. And now this push from the side of Only Friends on A main is probably going to get them some success. 1 at least. Easy kill. And there it is. Juven gets gone. Bondef goes down as well. Kev found 2. Only Friends are making this work. Ion's going to be the first one to get a trade somehow. As Reckoning are 3v4 down right now, and they're getting hit heavy, they're getting hit hard, they're getting pushed into the B side, and that's exactly what Only Friends want. Knife Jester is going to go down. He's holding too long in that position. The one thing that they can rely upon is this lockdown, as the ultimate comes in from Kev, but Ion sprays down both of them. Oh my god. Ion, he saves the round for Reckoning. Only Friends could have probably caused more damage than they had already done, but a 3-man spray down is going to allow him to get round number 7 on the board. Reckoning are doing really good in the last 2 rounds. I mean, it was a little difficult, but I mean, crazy stuff.
You sure they're doing good? Because I mean, all I could see was
this
a
round
one-man
was
villains.
good. I mean, a little bit. Yeah. I mean, individual performances. Yeah, I think as a team, Only Friends are performing better.
They were literally caught with their pants down in mid with nobody checking it. They left off mid completely open. There was nobody in the A corridor. They got backstabbed the hell out in the A main in mid. Right, Kev shouldn't have been allowed to get away with those 2 kills. Iron Q, since is individually so brilliant, he could spray down all of those kills and get away with it. They also had a lockdown, and funnily, Knife Jester was taken down. Had Knife Jester not died, and had he got a kill for himself, that round could have been Only Friends. That had Only Friends written all over it, in spite of probably not having superior weaponry. Nonetheless, we move in, ladies and gentlemen. Reckoning, they have 7 rounds. They're closing in. In spite of sketchy performances, they're stitching these up and making rounds theirs. They're still yet to get any sort of map control. The spike is still at spawn. 3 players scattered away in B. They're still trying to wait for Team Only Friends push up. 2 players have gotten a little close to a side entry point at this point. They've destroyed the turret, but Cruiser God is so ready for them. They won't really make an entry because they don't have the means to do it. And even if they make an entry, the spike isn't really theirs. So that's basically 1 minute down the round, and they have
30
made
seconds
no
left.
progress so far. What is Team Reckoning doing?
They're trying to read the water, I believe, and towards A was a little difficult. They think they can take on this operator here. They're going straight for it. A little bit of a interesting approach here. Trist gonna be taking down Kev pretty easily as they run into the side. 1 kill was all they needed, and that's all they get. And now they've got the side as well. Reckoning. They're making strides in the right direction, and looks like they want to make this a really good comeback happen. 8 to 10 could be a good scoreline to work with, but it's still not that great in terms of having a 2-round deficit. But it is something that they need. Ion gonna get another one. He's trying to be the hero for his team. Dashes away into that copy. Trist gets another, and Only Friends are falling. It would be a better option for them to save right now, but Gaurang's in a position where he cannot do anything but get only 1 kill and die. Oh my god. Only Reckoning somehow pulled that one out on the back of a really late execute towards B main. They got just the 1 kill onto Kev, and SB5 had to be forced away because he was holding an operator, and he was forced to save it as well. So really, you know, honestly, that could have gone wrong in a number of ways, but
yeah,
they made it work somehow.
Exactly. I mean, they're kind of getting around the bank of errors made by the other team. At this point, you look at what SP5, right? Had he got the first shot, he could have established the man advantage. Things could have worked for Team Only Friends. They survived that. There was no utility to push off the operator player. They just wrote it on the basis of I wouldn't say luck, but yeah, I never say luck, but it was just a matter of chance whether SP5 connects a shot or he doesn't. Once again, most of Team Reckoning, they are in the A corridor trying to brute force their way, and this is something which has worked for them. They try and go for their aggressive pushes late in the round. Good stuff. Night Jester, though, he is on the backstab already, but with pistols, I'm not really sure if a lot of these would be very effective. Oh my god, Cruiser God! He has tagged 2 players. This is a lot of damage. He also has a Spectre for himself. The Sky, though, he's going to stabilize his team for a little bit, but the smoke is going to deny them the entry. Kev in a good position. He has the information to kind of know what exactly is happening in the other camp. The shock dart really tanking the damage. Just waiting for these spares to pop up. Once again, you see this Reckoning, they're running down the clock. As soon as it hits 30, they're going to bombard their way in. Now, they've done this before. They can do this now as well. It won't really surprise me if this works out one more time because they have superior weaponry. But considering the fact that the other team, that is Team Only Friends, they have so much information. They have read this time and time again. Yes, exactly. 30 seconds, and these guys, the jet dashes in. There is a cloud burst. Kev is in a very aggressive position. A 1-for-1. This SMG could have done more. SP5 working with his operator. He gets away with Schooner and gets away with murder. He's the only player who is really healthy at this point. There is a lockdown. There is no Sova. There is no Hunter's Fury that can push them back. Team RGE will be pushed back towards main. And it's Team Only Friends. Oh my god, Iron Key was destroyed. It's a 1v3 right now for Trist. He needs to wait for this lockdown to get disabled. There is an Astral Divide. It's an insurance policy. He gets SP5 through the divide. Yes, he does get SP5 through the Astral Divide, but not anymore. No more funny business. No more shenanigans. As Team Only Friends pull it back. This is a genius round. Team RGE, one strategy can work once. You cannot really do the same thing time and time again.
Wow, I mean, it really got a little chaotic. This kill from Trist, I know that he's got the marker, but without even having a look, he just got the kill onto SP5. That was a little bit confusing moment for me, at least. But hey, Only Friends, they make it work. And 11 to 8 we go, and RGE, they need to tighten up their attacking strategies a bit more as they go in towards B. SP5 is waiting for them, but a blinded SP5 is no good. Shock Dart's gonna be landing down, not gonna affect anybody. As a lot of pressure being put on B, and Ion actually gonna find a kill. Night Jester goes down, and he's dashed in. It's gonna be a problem. They're gonna be running in. A one spray, two. No, it's gonna be just one. Cruiser God and Only Friends have fallen apart just like that. Number 9 on the Reckoning, being inevitable.
Spike planted.
Maybe SB5 can make a difference. He has been pushed back due to the nanoswarm as well as the owl drone. Gauranga on the backstab. His position will be revealed, and he is being chased down with Trist. Yes, now it's going to be difficult. SP5 once again needs to save this weapon because it has been the cause of all problems for Team RG. Honestly, there is no other reason they have to worry about. But Trist is already on the backstab. He knows this man is going to save his weapon in the east side. But yeah, I mean, time and time again, Team Reckoning, this time they change their strategies. They try and use a different approach, and they use INQ at the helm of it all. INQ once again is going to deliver every single time. We know that this man is prolific as hell. Trist will find the SP5 and the weapon is going to drop, but I think they have a little bit of a cash bank so that they can invest in one more. Nonetheless, it is 9-11. It is closer than we thought. Team Reckoning Esports, they are making a comeback, but I mean, they look far from comfortable in my eyes, Universe. They look far from comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, comfortable. I know I said the C in Ascent is comfortable, but right now I don't really know who's feeling it. And to be really honest, I saw Only Friends probably had the best opportunity to get this done and dusted with about 3 rounds ago, I believe. No, 2 rounds ago when Reckoning were on 7. I think if they had won that round, it would have been the end. But Reckoning on the back of that, timeout pulled out a significantly important round. And now with this lockdown, they look to pull on another one. Knife Jester with the shotgun, probably not gonna able to do anything much. He gets one. No, he's not going to. Cruiser gets one though. Ion's gonna find one himself. As Only Friends down to 3v3. They've at least pulled it down to that much with a couple of pistols. Trying to do the best they can. RGEO, the flash gonna be good? No, it's not. They dodge it pretty quickly. And Reckoning have pulled down another one. And what? I'm sorry, what is this guy pulling off today? No scopes, blade kills through smokes. What else are we gonna give him? Go on, give him this run. Why don't you feed it to him? Huh? Go on. I really don't expect it to not happen. Nah, okay. Sakuna, he's just gonna say no to me. Thank you, Sakuna, for that. As Reckoning put up number 10 on the board and we're going toe-to-toe. But somebody please stop SP5. I've had enough of his shenanigans.
Oh. Dude, this man has like what, infrared? he can sense heat signals, right? If you're there, even though it's a smoke, he can sense where the heat is coming from, and that's the player's bodies. And he can aim exactly according to it. See, that's high tech, Universe.
As high tech as it can be right now. Reckoning have the upper hand, at least in terms of momentum. Whether or not they're going to be able to convert that is a question. Seekers at the ready. 5 players here. Here they go. Everything's going to go straight in. SB5 going to be the first point of contact, and he's looking for it. Ion goes down, but SB5 goes down himself. And Kev is being spotted down multiple times. But Gaurang's going to be there to help him out. He gets a kill. Boy, Only Friends, they're holding down their line. They haven't let them enter the A site yet, and that's a really good thing. 3 HP Trist is surviving on. He barely has a cat's whisker to work with, and that is probably going to deny this Hunter's 3. Yes, it is. Not going to work out for more than twice. Kev is down to 28 HP. Yeah, I know.
Bruh. It's like, bro, you want to duel with the KO, right? You really want to do this. You want to invest in your ultimate. I'm going to throw in a knife when your ultimate is just going to go around the drain, but 3v4 right now for a Reckoning. It's tough. It's tough times for them. 2 players in the A side defending it like a fort, but all the 3 players are outside this A main. They have information. They had the knife to kind of give them the information that yes, it is going to be this. A recon dot gives away all the information that this is going to be a push. Once again, 3 agents suppressed. The KO is going to be a real nuisance for them. The Astral Divide will deny the plan. Here comes Cruiser God right behind him. Gauranga actually finds another frag, and once again,
what the hell?
Friends. They use the Astral Divide to their advantage. This is not how you play across an Astral Divide. Team Reckoning Esports, they deployed the Astral Divide perfectly. They could have gone in their way, but the crossfire was just so bleak. Players are getting right behind them. They're getting kills. The Astra had to overextend beyond the Astral Divide to probably plant the spike. Probably it wasn't deployed perfectly. And that just initiated the downfall. Team Reckoning, it could have been different way, but they invested in an ultimate for no returns.
Oh boy. Alright, what have we got here? This is gonna be interesting. The B side, commitment looks on the cards, and it's pretty obvious as well. Two players have taken over market already. Ion, they know he's here at this point. That smoke is probably gonna give away his position. Cruiser would have seen it. As Reckoning fight for their lives at this point. They're dashing in towards B. SP5 actually in a pretty good position, to be honest. He is sitting up on these boxes, and that off angle could probably be good, but he's given away his position. Ion gets another. And my word, somehow Reckoning pulled this one through.
2v4 right now, Gauranga as well as KO. Two flashes to work with. The fragment is going to take away the corners. He is being really meticulous to isolate these places, but there is nobody there. All four players, they are inside, ladies and gentlemen. Team only friends. What can they possibly do? Kev, his position has been given out. They are checking both the angles, 1-to-1, and Kev will be taken down as well. It's an 11th round, Team Reckoning. They're going nowhere in spite of it being match point for Team Only Friends, Team Reckoning. They're still pushing. They're still pressing up high. And that pressure, it's giving them results.
Well, the thing about this pressure is that it's working out at times that I think they're really, really desperate, isn't it? When they really need the round, they're getting it, but, I mean, it's not a good thing for Reckoning to be under this kind of pressure. A team that we would expect to be at the top of their game is actually falling apart here. Only Friends have this one last chance to shut things down. They're going to be in trouble, and here comes the Hunter's Fury to try and make that happen. He's probably going to get a tag on one. Is he going to get the kill? No, but Kev is right on the smoke. Oh, the sneaky little bugger. He's going to get one, but he's not going to get away with it. Juven's going to make sure that his teammate is avenged. Here we have Only Friends in a 4v4 where they've got a Cosmic Divide available yet again on Gauranga and Cruiser God. Cruiser God. No, wait, what? No! What is he doing? Knife Tester gets one. Humans look away in the wrong direction. Oh, wait, what just happened? That smoke caused so much distraction on either side. But somehow Reckoning find the site. They're gonna get the plan. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. That Cosmic Divide is gonna be coming in now any second. And that's the only thing that's probably gonna save Only Friends. And there it goes. Gauranga needs to put it down and needs to put it down right now. But what he doesn't know is that Sukuna's inside the smoke. And they need to be careful about this. Sukuna could be a huge thorn, but Gauranga takes care of him. And they go with all of the Astro utility. One of them is low, that's Ion Q. And he's gonna die. It's only up to Trish now. 2v1. Needs to waste time. And he's trying to pay position wise.
Oh no!
He gets one. He gets a second. Trish!
Dude,
Yeah,
this Ascent game, for God's sake, is close.
I have no idea how the hell that happened, dude. No goddamn idea.
It's kill. You won't understand because you're not up to the mark yet, Universe.
I'm just no. I'm done. No. Trish just pulled off something that crazy, dude. How the hell does that happen?
Well, we have an Odin, we have an Op. We know what's happening in the B side at least. Team Only Friends though. They have that presence towards B, but they're not really hitting it with all their full might. They're still doing the same thing. 3 players in mid. Two players in the flanks, A and B. This is a move that has worked out for them. Gauranga will still try and hold back anybody who comes in from A shot. Good stuff from him. They're checking all the corners. It's a safety measure for them. Crucial God still trying to make his way up front. Sukuna is already in Winery and they've made their way towards the market area as well. Yuven is going to be the key player for Team RG at this point. If they want to stop this attack, Yuven needs to do this. Trist in prime position. He wants all these players to funnel in from the market doors. Does he know that SP5 will be predicting that as well? They can try and take it in mid and try and go towards the A shot area as well. Trist and INQ, they both come together. They get got their individual picks. Trist gets another one, but Crucial God is going to find the trade. INQ will be falling back. It's a 4v2 right now. Yuven comes in from the backstab and destroys Crucial God. This is perfect in Team Reckoning.
Out of charges.
Just like I said, you can't really use a tactic every single time, right? I called it during the match itself. If Team Reckoning, they are conditioned to the style of play every single round, this is what's going to happen. They'll discover an antidote and they'll use it against them. You see how beautifully they played out. They wanted them to funnel inside. Trist is in prime position. INQ is in. He knows that there's going to be one player and he needs to fall back immediately. He gets that pick. He knows there is nobody there and everybody else is going to come in and funnel in from the mid door as well. Yuven knows he needs to go from the backstab. It's like a whole pinch in Reckoning. Just stitched it to perfection. That was a chef's kiss, but this is the problem. Reckoning, they themselves have struggled in their attacking rounds. They haven't had the depth which we really expected Reckoning to really have. Now I really want to see what comes at the back of it. Can they really close things off and, you know, go for a insane comeback like 14-12 from a situation where we thought that Team Only Friends is going to win? What do you think, Universe? What's your gut feeling saying?
At this point, I think I'll have to believe whatever's in front of my screen, and that is Reckoning Esports having a amazing comeback happen. I really thought that, you know, Only Friends were going to shut this one down, but I think that one round that was 10-7, they won that run on the back of that timeout. Reckoning, that was all they needed. I think they did a pretty good job after that. It was just round after round, individual performances that came up, and then it's slowly, you know, crept into that team play, and they did their best, and it worked out. There it is. We have got a interesting last round, possibly, over here. Cruiser God's gonna give out his position, as well as Knife Jester, and he's gonna eat a shock dart right to the face. But Kev and Trist are gonna be exchanging blows. It's gonna be 4v4. Oh! Ion, just that tap on the head was crazy. The jiggle pick, too good. SP5 dashes to his death. And I think it might just be all over. Reckoning have probably pulled off a comeback of the ages, Salty.
Exactly. I mean, Ascent was supposed to be Only Friends and their map. It was their only choice. I'm not really sure. I mean, see, they've showed a lot of promise. They've showed a huge potential. They have the means to go all the way. But then in the map of Haven, I'm not really sure if they can go toe-to-toe against Reckoning. Ascent was their only measure. And in the map of Ascent, it's really unlikely at this point. 2v3 right now. Time is taking. Bond is going to shut down Cruiser God. There is Molotov, there is lava on the floor, and Night Jester is just gonna burn down to death. And even if he doesn't burn, there are bullets that can butcher him down and can shut him out. This is insane stuff from Reckoning. I mean, this was adversity for them throughout the game. It was troubled times, it was tough times for them. They had troubles connecting their dots, they had troubles going for their executes. And every single time, they managed to, you know, take a step further. Like, Team Only Friends, they were extending the lead. Reckoning, they didn't really give up, and they were catching up to them every single time. They made it till overtime where they really found themselves and they found their mojo. Once they read that Only Friends attack, once they decoded that attack, I felt like everything just fell together for Reckoning, and they knew they believed that they could close it out. And 14-12 is the result, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, let's have a look at the match highlights to see how exactly this insane comeback has come into play. 7-5 they were down. They went down 10-5. And from there, Reckoning have pulled back a comeback that I think is going to be etched in their memories at least. 14-12, they pulled it back so heavy, so hard. What I thought was going to be, you know, Only Friends just taking on round after round, which they did, by the way, for a lot of the time. I really thought they had the upper hand with their slow, methodic procedure, with their careful, respectful play. Sometimes they went in aggressive. Sometimes they did the right thing of going straight in for these, out and out executes. But the rest of the times they did so much precision work that at Reckoning just caught up to it. They know exactly how to counter it, and they threw in IonQ into the mix. He became the variable in the equation, and he destroyed them round after round, I believe. And at that point, what more can you do? You just have to take it in. You just have to face this, situation. And when you know that there's somebody like IonQ on the other side and Trist who can, pretty much take care of literally every single, clutch situation you throw him in, or even entry fragging for that matter, what more can you hope for? Reckoning have done a brilliant, brilliant job, and what a win for them.
Team Only Friends, though, I mean, I really have to credit them for what they've done. I feel like they've come a long way, and this performance was a performance for the ages. I really cannot consider them an underdog at this point, because you see they've pushed Team Reckoning to the brink. I'm pretty sure Team Reckoning, they're struggling with form at this point, but a lineup that is so strong on paper, and Team Only Friends coming in putting up a performance like this, especially SP5, we all had our eyes on Jester, Kev, and all these players, and for sure they did perform. But SP5 was just on another tier at this game. And really, that clutch against Trist and that no scope, which we might get to see in some time, like, it was insane. It was practically almost impossible for him to kind of clutch out those rounds, but he did. He did the impossible, and he did it time and time again. It was not the only time. He was getting like insane frags, and Team Only Friends on the back of SP5, I feel like they're a very strong unit, and they can be a very strong unit, a very potent unit on the map of Haven, especially if they try and keep that same tactic and the same, I don't know, strategy in the map of Haven as well. 3 guys going towards mid, trying to create an opening, 1 guy in A, 1 guy in probably C as well. This dynamic is pretty similar to football as well, Universe. You will know there's a central striker. There is always your left and right flanks, and this kind of works out well, because there are always, you kind of spread out the defense so much that you find openings to move through the defense. So it's good that they're adopting stuff like this, but just like I mentioned, Team Reckoning read that, so they need to find something new right now, and it's only their acid test to see if they have a deeper playbook, if they have more than one strategy, if they have more than one tried and tested formation which they can use in a match situation like this.
Yeah, that is true. And now that they've picked up the map pick of their opponent, Reckoning are going to be pretty happy with that. And we're going to see, we're going to have to see how exactly it turns out on Haven, because Haven is probably going to be a lot more, competitive than this, I believe. Or it could just be Reckoning taking the ball and running away with it at this point. You don't know what's going to happen. With the momentum that they've built up now and a comeback victory as well, they're going to be in high spirits. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens, Salty. And me and you, we're going to take a short break. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a great matchup on our hands that could be going to breeze if at all things go right for the side of Only Friends. But hey, we're going to be back in just a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the LG Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Ballistix and Crucial. We're going to see whether or not Only Friends can take us to breeze.
legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial Ballistix.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 3, Private Ballistics and Crucial. We just had an inside joke going on. That's probably why you see us laughing. But I think the joke's not going to be the same if only friends are not going to be getting this map, because then it's going to be a serious matter. As we see Reckoning pull out a convincing comeback, 14-12 victory on the map of Ascent. And we're going to go now to Haven, and that is their home map, by the way, where we've seen quite a number of different plays come in from them, and they've done, well, pretty impressive stuff. So this comeback itself was impressive, and now that they're going to their home map, Salty, what are your expectations? Do you think we're going to see Breeze, or is it going to end right here on the three-site map?
It should end right here, because Haven has been the hunting ground for Reckoning Esports. Just like we mentioned, it's a home turf, and they've taken down a lot of big guns universe in this map. It's not even like it's the first time they're playing Haven. They've taken down the likes of a tier 1 team. So taking on only friends should be a breeze for them, ironically. But if they don't, if it isn't a breeze, then we might see a breeze. A very ironic joke, ladies and gentlemen. Just don't pay attention to it. We'll have a look at the composition right now. We can see a double initiator right at the bat. Similar composition, which is the meta right now. A Sova and a Sky, throw in an Astra, throw in a Jet, and throw in a Keishe. Like, Reckoning are literally playing the same lineup. Every single player is playing the same agent. On the other side, we have a few changes. Night Jester has picked up the Cypher instead of the Keishe. That's number one. We have Kev, who is playing a Reyna instead of a KO right now. So, like, universe, like, we have a double duelist back, and that too in the map Haven. Surprising, isn't it?
I mean, I wouldn't really say it's surprising. You would expect it, because, you know, usually they, players like to go in for that Reyna pick. They like to go in for that Phoenix pick, which we've seen. And it's not just happened with, one of these players. It's been happening with even Velocity. It's happened with, when Amaterasu used to play that Phoenix. And, we used to have MW1 play that Jet role when he used to be supporting, or however it went. There used to be a double duelist setup, and it still works sometimes when you've got a Reyna, because you need that flasher. But to be honest, the flashing potential of Reyna is, I wouldn't say it's not that great, because you can literally break it down in a couple of bullets, 2 bullets for that matter, right?
They were considering a breach instead of a Reyna, but then they picked up the Reyna.
Breach on Haven is really, really, great. But I don't think these guys have settled into the breach meta like Velocity, Global, and the rest of them have. So they're going to take some time probably to play with that agent. For now, though, they're running straight in towards a lot of gunfight, and Ion's actually going to win one of those duels. Kev's gonna eat a shock dart, and he's gonna have to move back from where he is, as only friends make their way towards C on the back of Knife Jester, trying to find some avenue to work with, but there's nothing there to see. The B side gonna be the only way they can go, and they've got an alarm bot. The only thing that's there gonna be there to defend them. They've broken it. They go straight in for it. Plank goes down, and here comes the retake.
The retake is still going to take some time. Team Reckoning. It's going to be a little difficult for them to kind of break into this. Kev in a very advanced position, want to take these duels, but then Bondef as well as IronQ, they get 2 kills for themselves. Knife just in the back lines. Nice stuff right there. Knife just can still find one more frag. Bondef is just going to shut him down. Gauranga though. He's revenge. Here comes the gravity. Well, he might take the defuse. Oh no, man! He messed it up! Gauranga is still struggling at this point. And meanwhile, the spike will be defused with comfort. He could have got the diffuser, shouldn't he?
I mean, yeah, at that point, do you really consider when there's so many players around you? I mean, yeah, I guess, but yeah, Gauranga, he could have done, he did his best, to be honest. And he's got so many. I mean, the Astra utility was also a problem, right? So.
Turret out.
Oh boy. Well, as Reckoning and put up number 1 on the board, is there a force buy from OnlyFriends? I think there is a force buy, isn't there? No, there's not. No, there's not. They've got nothing. They've got just pistols to work with. They're going to be moving in towards Garage and B yet again. Another alarm bot only defense on B. Which they can go yet again and get a plant on the back of. B5 spotted it, and they're just holding down the ground here. They're waiting for somebody to come and peek them out. Bondev's flash is going to allow them to get some information towards A as they go in towards B. Straight up, no bull, just plant. It's going to be huge to get one, Trish to find one more. Ian goes for another. He goes for one, Trish for a third of his own, and just like that, the round's done and dusted.
At least they get the plant, right? That probably was their prime target, to get the plant and probably get some extra cash. But yeah, exactly. Just put up a cyber cage and go for the plant. No bull crap, just spike. Yeah, that's it. 2-0 for Team Reckoning. And Trist is still 4-0-0. So they've started good, but with SMGs, this is going to be their bonus round. The opponent is going to come in with big bad rifles. Only friends, this is going to be their opportunity to kind of open things up and get off the board with their rounds. But then haven't really seen a convincing plan of action from them as of yet. INQ once again a risky move for him. He even dashes outside that. I thought that he's just going to take some information, but SP5 is moved in aggressive. He has support from Kev as well. There is no defense on the A side. They were almost trying to rotate when Yuvin comes back. Recon out as well as Owl Drone. He's going to spot one guy, but there's nothing really on the back of it. All these players from Team Only Friends, there is no diversion. They're trying to kind of force the issue on the A main corridor. Cypher is watching the backstab, which is a good sign. Team Reckoning, on the other hand, they are prepared for a They're prepared for a fake as well. A flash comes in as well. INQ gets away with first kill. He gets away with the second kill as well. This shouldn't really have happened.
Revealing area.
They really come back. Cruiser God as well as other players try and stabilize the team, but I don't think it's going to be possible. A force off the issue hasn't really worked out in Reckoning. They're getting kills after kills. They've retrieved weapon as well, and they're killing them with them itself. 2v4 right now. Recon broken. Yuvan in prime position. They have no option but to force the issue. Especially with Sky around.
30 seconds
I mean,
left.
it doesn't even matter how much damage you deal. She just stabilizes your entire team in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, she does. Now they're considering running away from here. The rotation had come in from the remaining 2 Reckoning players, but even they've gone back, one of them at least. As RGE prepare for this. They don't have time. It's a save. It has to be a save. This call has been messed up a bit, and they're going straight for the save. I thought they were trying to rotate, but they're just going to exactly where they're going to be spawning in 3, 2, 1, and they're there again.
I mean, I love this from Reckoning, honestly. They don't give away positions, and for sure INQ has been a very big influence. Trace start things off in style, but INQ especially in that A side, in the A main region, getting those 2 kills on the back of that Bond flash. It's brilliant how they've been playing the jet along with flashes from the initiators, but then how long can it work out? And also say the very least, only friends, they haven't really tried out a lot of different strategies. This time they're steamrolling their way towards Garage. There is a Cypher who is trying to check for backstep towards A as well. Tris with the shotgun will be spotted. His judge won't really be that effective. He will push back the enemy with the help of a Nova Pulse as well as a Nanoswarm grenade, but the attack is yet to push in. Now they start funneling in. Here is the judge. It's full potential, but that's one kill. That's all she wrote for him. They get an opening, but what can they make use of it? Will they fall back though? Because there is reinforcements coming in already. One kill and they fall back. One kill, one trade, and no map control for Only Friends once again.
All right, Only Friends, what have you got in store? Not really playing for map control here. They're playing for picks and they're trying to find map control on the back of it. And that's not really a good thing. They've got a utility that can push these players off Reckoning back, but right now it's up to Sakuna to try and push them back. He spotted them out. That Rico's not going to gain any info, but Sakuna and Ion are both going to find one. Knife gesture does trade back, but Ion's still in the smokes. He's still playing around, and he's still making things happen in the best way possible. They're even going to upgrade their weapons yet again, and another round for Reckoning. 4-0. The Only Friends have fallen apart. They were doing so well in the first half of the first map, but in this, Reckoning, it seems like they've turned over a leaf, almost turned over an entire tree at this point. They've just, you know, I don't know how they've done this, but every single thing that they're doing right now in the first 4 rounds has worked out to the best of their potential. And that man Ion, he's on 8 kills already.
Not surprised at all. He does it time and time again. Look at this, the Bondef in a very aggressive situation. He gets away 2 kills to win. What? Seekers are out, and this man just destroyed a few players in window. There was a flash, there was a Arena flash. You talked about it, how it's not really considered a flash. He destroyed the flash and got 2 taps for himself. For sure, Team Reckoning lost a player on the back of it. But these 3 players, they will start funneling in from the B main area, and Bondef is in prime position. Try and shut that down. He has support from, I believe it's Yuvan. Yes, it is. A 2-man defense versus a 3-man attack shouldn't really be a very big problem for Reckoning. No reconsideration from Team Only Friends as well. They're trying to clear out the corners and they're trying slowly pushing their way in. I'm pretty sure the Astro smokes are going to come in pretty soon. Just a matter of time when they push up, but Bondef is still in the back of sight. Will try and isolate this frag. Shock darts come in. Bondef struggling a little bit. He's vulnerable and Gaurang shuts him down. Yuvan will try and deny the plan. Not really. Gaurang gets 2 of his own. Brilliant recovery from Only Friends, and now this is doable. A 3v2 for him right now, especially with INQ on the operator. He will be rendered a little useless. He spots out 1 player. He gets Gaurang.
I know exactly where.
Neural theft comes in. Cruise God will know there is somebody in the C connector. 2 Nova Pulse. The Sova completely dazed. Knife Jester, a lot of responsibility on him, and he doesn't really deliver. They are still not aware of his positioning, and Astra goes in the Astra form at the worst possible time. INQ trying to stick the defuse, half defused already, and now he has time to work with. Trying to maneuver. Cruiser God trying to take this up close in person, and the classic sings the songs of death. Cruiser God. Oh my word.
These things are getting a little too close for comfort.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's getting a little too close for comfort. I'm a little bit of a heart patient. Okay, you can't just throw in stuff like that. Reckoning Esports almost pulled that one out of nowhere, but Only Friends, they stabilize thanks to Cruiser Guard's classic. 1 burst, all he needed, and eats it to the body, and it's gonna be number 1 for Only Friends. And now they have to worry about the way that they're playing. Only Friends, because this might be a round that they got, but you saw the amount of damage that was given by Reckoning, right? They hit them hard, they got everything that they needed, killed pretty much everybody except for Cruiser, but that's all they needed. Economical damage. They're gonna find it. Reckoning this time again finding points of attraction towards B. They don't really spot anyone out, so they could be assessing this as a fake, and which they will. Bondef has pushed up towards A, and he's the only one holding all the sound cue information in his hands. And that shot is actually going to connect to Kev, but he's down to 49 HP. Beats 101. And Trist goes down, finds an easy kill, and somehow Reckoning, in the span of 2 seconds, have found 3 kills out of nowhere.
Cruiser go trying to go for the wall back.
Spike down B.
Bonded turns around and shuts him down. Like,
that's just
you
so
sit down
sad.
quietly. You're supposed to stay disciplined, finger on your lips, and put your head down.
Yeah, I mean, what is a school lesson?
That's what Bonded
I
did.
mean, they did get schooled, so I probably agree with you there. But unfortunately, I really don't understand what exactly Only Friends were thinking in this, because C side was under Reckoning's control, A side was under Reckoning's control, which they would have expected because they didn't even look towards A or C. B was the only opening, and Reckoning would have expected that as obviously, and they went only towards B, which was, you know, pretty much a death sentence written for them in blood.
Oh, and
Escapes the jaws of that ghost, but he's healed up immediately, standing right on top. Guy's heal, always a useful ability. With the flashes,
remember those
with the
days when
secrets.
Sage could actually heal you up to full HP?
Oh yeah, Sage. What happened to her? I don't remember her anymore. Wait, what happened to her? Who's Sage? I don't know who's Sage anymore. When was the last time I saw her? Oh, that's right, 1968. Yeah.
Spike down C.
But Cruiser Gods found somebody's head, and he sees as he didn't even need to see it because he had his recon do it for him. Oh my god, that is nasty. Only Friends somehow find the kills that they need, and they're gonna go straight into this C side with a plan. They've got weapons to work with. They've got even SP5 on the flank, and he's gonna find Yuvin, and that's gonna be pretty easy for him. Ion not gonna connect that shot because SP5's too quick with that jet, and he's trying to bait out a couple of shots, but that's not gonna happen. Oh boy, he's gonna straight. Okay, SP5. What was he thinking?
He probably thought it was the op once again to try and close out the distance, but suddenly it was Bonded with a rifle. 2v3 right now, Team Reckoning.
No chance, no hope.
Remaining.
Okay,
Exit frags for them as well.
Sheriff
This is
taps
such-
across the way.
Such a big victory for Team Only Friends.
Indeed, it really is a interesting round. Really a beautiful, thrifty. Everybody got a sheriff tap at that point. Whether it was a sheriff or a ghost, somebody had something to say with their pistols, and it worked in the end. And they did really well. And now Reckoning have given away 2, which I don't think is much of a problem, Salty, but they still need to be careful, don't they? Because if they just continue on this path, because I don't think their economy is going to last after this round, they have got a lot of thinking to do. Ion with the operator yet again. What he saved is going to make it
Spike
sing.
down A.
Knife gesture goes straight down to the depths of hell. And there's going to be no tripwires to worry about now. Or a camera. As Ion, of course he connects, and of course he wins that duel. And Only Friends are being torn apart by just one man who's running around. And what they don't know, Reckoning, is that there's still attraction towards A. 2 players lingering on over there because they still have that spike right outside the A corridor. As they've left one man to linger around that garage position. But what? Look at this. Oh boy. Trouble in the name of Kev has lingered into A. He's got map control, and I think that should be the call for them to move into this, because this is the only way they actually get a plan coming down here. And you can see the immediate call has been made. Cruiser's just gonna hold down to come probably for the backstab as Yuven shock darts himself.
5v3 Bonded. Even putting some others to bed as well. Here the Hunter's Fury is gonna connect. One more kill
of
for
course,
you.
that happens too.
It does. Kev all by himself. That definitely hurt. That definitely hurt a lot. Knockout blow from Iron Hue and Team Reckoning. They get the 6th on board. The retaking potential has been immaculate. They've been able to find opening picks. They've been able to establish that man advantage and even hurt Only Friends. Even though they're managing to plumb the spike, that's about it is. When a 5-man retake comes through, what can you possibly do? A rightful timeout, actually, in fact.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, they've 6-2 down. It's probably the right time to get something going in your way. Think about what you can do differently. Think about what you can do, in ways that you don't really give away the first pick, because being the attackers, if you give away a man to the defenders, a 4v5 is something that you really struggle with, just because of the fact that one player who went down could either be holding a flash, could be the one guy who gets you entry onto the site, could be the man who gets you the initiator, utility. That's probably going to be a flash, or the owl drone, or it could be anybody, or the guy who's holding down the backstab. So as an attacker, losing somebody like that is always going to be a problem, because you don't really have that much thought to what you would think about doing after somebody's dead, right? You want to have all of your players alive for as long as possible, unless there's a big fight going on. But on the defense, it's different, because even if you lose a player, you can set up defensively in different ways. You can say, okay, you know what, guys, we lost this guy, we're gonna put up this utility over here, and we're going to place this player over here so that he can have two angles that he can look at pretty easily. Or we can have one player let go of an entire side and play on the retake. But as the attacker, you can't do that. That's kind of a disadvantage when you have a man down during the attack. Unless your aim works for you, which right now is actually going to work for Ion more it is than for SP5. Okay then. Then what are you doing? What are you doing? He can climb up on top of, boxes. You know that Ion's having a pretty much field day at this point. But still, they give him 1v1s like it's nothing. Once you know that an operator is at a certain angle and he's taken away one of your players, you run back. You don't look towards that direction again. And now in this 3v5, Salty, what do you expect is going to happen? Okay, make that 4v3. Kev actually gets one. What's going to happen now?
One of the rare misses coming in from INQ 3v4. One astral divide to work with, but the three players from Only Friends, they're nowhere close. They're like miles apart from each other, and they cannot string together a cohesive attack at this point. Especially with four players on the defense who are guarding the C and the B side perfectly. I believe the astral divide is going to come through pretty quick. Yes, it does. It blocks away Garage as well as CT, but Kev actually pushes through it. It's kind of disrespecting the astral divide, and Kev actually finds Yuvin. Trist will get the trade. A 2v3 right now. Knife Jester though. Just trying to stall this thing. Bondif coming in from the backstab. It's gonna be important, but then I just cannot see an opening for Team Reckoning. They do have an astral divide of their own, and if they deploy it, this round is pretty much done and dusted, but I don't think they need it. They're still trying to go for the defuse, or will they?
Oh yes, they're trying to go for it. Sakuna sticking it, but Bondef comes out on top. They tell him not to use it. Bondef, he's really confident with his abilities, and he's gonna get both of those kills. The defuse comes in. Reckoning 7-2 up now. And Only Friends are struggling, and they're struggling hard here, Salty. And this could be a potential 10-2 half, maybe even 9-3. If the curse hits, it hits, but I don't think Reckoning are going to let it happen, because they found their groove. The groove that they didn't find in their first match that they played in the Season 3. But they didn't even find it in the first half of the first map today. But they picked it up on Ascent in the second half. Got a comeback victory, 14-12. And now they're 7-2 up, and they're looking really, really strong.
Pulling them in.
Sakuna as well as Trist, the only form of defense in the C side. Four players trying to attack it. Kev will be the first man to charge into the side, but then again, with Trist in that weird position, for sure it's kind of a default position. I guess SP5 will expect it. Not really. Trist gets away with two. Sakuna is going to come up the smoke criminal once again. He finds two of his own.
Are you kidding me?
The two-man defense completely demolishes the four-man attack. 4v1 right now. Knife Jester trying to lurk around, but I don't think he has the means to kind of go for a clutch. A Spectre at this point. He has all the utility in the world, but a Cypher with the Spectre, probably not the biggest threat for the opposition. Reckoning just waiting for Knife Jester to peek out. Sakuna in prime position. As soon as he peeks out, I believe the spray is going to come through. But What on earth was that universe? Like, they didn't check that angle. Trist was influential. Getting Trist was important for him. He got Kev as well in return. And then Sukuna threw the smoke. Even though he was like trade off, Sukuna was there
30 seconds left.
to finish off the rest of the attack. Knife just against the first one. Good stuff from him. The shot dart tanks it and Bondef right in the face.
You know, what I thought the mistake really was in that round was SP5, he put his smoke down, right? He updrafted, dashed in, but he went to the right of that smoke. I get what he was thinking, like, to catch the player behind the side off guard, because they knew that one player is there, but they didn't expect to check the position that's next to the opening of the C site, right? That the box that was right there where Trist was sitting. And that, I think, was a mistake, because I think if SP5 would have gone into the smoke, I think Trist wouldn't have gotten that kill. He would have probably missed a couple of bullets, and they would have been realizing of the fact that Trist is also here, and things could have gone differently. But he went to the open, he gave away a free kill, and Trist followed up with one more, and there was Sukuna to follow that up with 2 more of his own. Oh, what was that? What was that?
Kev.
SP5 threw in a crazy shot. Another one, how is he connecting these? He somehow finds it. Only Friends have brought it down to pretty much a 4v4, where 2 players on the side of Reckoning are near half HP. It's a problem for them if they lose these. Bondef could go and help them with some of the HP, but I don't think it's required at this point. Cruiser God's been revealed. Bondef's probably going to find this kill pretty easily onto Gauranga. Yes, he will.
Spike down.
That should be the end of round number 11. As Reckoning, they're going to be putting up number 9 on the board, and that one crazy... Wait,
Is this FS?
Cruiser? Hello? Wait, what was he thinking?
Last round.
He just saw him
before
in
the switch.
window.
I have no clue, honestly. Something similar happened to Kev as well. 92 the scoreline, Reckoning. This is far and beyond the reach of Team Only Friends at this point.
I mean, another comeback if we see it happen, which I really don't think is likely. From this situation, probably not. 7-5 would have been a debatable issue. 8-4 even. 9-3 could be a curse for the wear right now if they apply it, Only Friends, but they need to apply it, and it looks like it's a last-ditch effort here, Salty, to run straight on the A side and find some group for themselves to work with. But they don't really have that much to work with, but Nightester makes them work. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3 as they fall one by one. Juven's only good for 1, and that's the only kill that the side of Only Friends are gonna give away. Here it comes. Cruiser God's gonna take out that lockdown, no problemo whatsoever. Tries to tag somebody, but not gonna be the case. And Reckoning, it looks like they're gonna have to play with the cursed scoreline after all.
2v4 is still possible. They can make it 10-12, but then again, look at this. This Sukuna deploying all his utility. Knife just waiting for them to pop out. Trist gets the first one, Trist gets the second one as well. Probably would expect one player on the heaven, but Kev is too good for him. There's too many angles for him to check, but good try of that.
Switching sides.
9-3, just like you mentioned, a cursed scoreline. This generally goes in the favor of the team who has been on the back foot. And that's got to be Team Only Friends. They are on the defense right now. We know that there are situations, Universe, which are there are matches where teams really do dominate in the defensive side of things. In fact, we both casted one game together as well, where both the teams on defense were dominating on this map, even though this map is like attacking sided on paper. So anything can really happen. It all kind of comes down to how deep that Reckoning Esport attack is. How deep is their playbook? I really want to see, though. I didn't see a lot of variation coming in through Only Friends. The variation that we got to see in Ascent, probably because it was their own map pick, because it was a map where they probably have tried and tested their formations and everything. They could utilize it, but on the map of Haven, they didn't experiment a lot. They went for mostly the defaults, and that was about it. Now, with Reckoning having this, their map pick and on defense, they playing it absolutely supremely. They should be the absolute supremo once again in the map of on the side of attack as well. But it all comes down to how they start things off. If Team Only Friends win this pistol round and the SMG round consequently, then again the ball is still rolling and you cannot really predict who's going to win.
Yeah, I think it's all about this pistol round now. Salty. I think if the pistol is won by Reckoning, they're probably going to go ahead and finish this off pretty comfortably. But right, oh my god, okay, knife gesture. Spots out a lot of players with Kev, and he's going to move all the way back, As RGE aggressive upon this mid-sided region. The C side actually is empty. Cruiser is the only line of defense over there apart from the one Astra Star on the side, but RGE is actually not going there. Kev finds Ion, and he's still in the smoke, and he's looking for more. He's not going to get it. Gauranga gets two, though. Only Friends are making this work with Reckoning R2. SP5 comes from the backline with his Sheriff, and he's going to get a kill, but Only Friends, they've got too many players that the side of Reckoning could not face off against in that 3v1. It had to be their pistol. The curse looking like it's starting to play off now. First step taken. A lot more to go. So let's see how that moves in. 9-4. Reckoning, I really hope they don't force into this because that would be, quite honestly, I would believe that to be a mistake. I don't think they can either. But Only Friends have got weapons to work with for days, so let's see where exactly. Again, a B execute, Salty? Is it going to work this time?
Not pretty sure. They're trying to brute force their way in. We know they don't really have the weaponry advantage. They're trying to create the man advantage right now. Cruiser God is probably late. A 1-for-1 trade. That Knight just adds one to his own. Kev will pop up through the smoke, and here he will be greeted well. Knight just a third for him in SP5. Once again, the final lane, the Guffin, Only Friends coming up strong. 95 the score line immediately, just like we mentioned. 2 rounds back to back. Now the ball is rolling. Now the game is still an even footing. Not an even footing, I would say. Team Reckoning, they still have a lot of buffer. A 4-round buffer is still a lot, but then at least Only Friends have taken the right steps. They have taken the right steps at the right time, and they are in this. It all depends on what can Team Reckoning do in their full buy round. I really want to see what their attacking setup looks like, especially when they have all their guns blazing. Kev and SP5, they actually move out, they push out, they have defenses ready. Thankfully, the Tiger from the sky came in the right time. Kev, if he wins this duel, it's going to be devastating, no. But Yuven wins one.
Yuven goes down, but he's still going to be good enough for a heal from Bond F.
I'm out of
That's
stock.
exactly what's going. Oh wait, he doesn't have the heal. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, this is going to be a problem unless they all stick together. 20 HP went to the initiator from Russia. As we're moving in towards C, Cruiser God gonna be the only line of defense here. He slowly converts towards the garage position, but still finds a kill. Trist will get Gauranga, so that's gonna be something they work with. Trist finds another, and that recon's gonna be of no use. Ion finds one coming towards garage, and it's gonna be the end. It's gonna be Reckoning with number 10, and this is exactly the scoreline that Only Friends had fed them in the map of Ascent. Reckoning made a comeback. Can Only Friends?
Knife just once again a Cypher in a 1v4 situation with a Spectre. Similar situation. The first person he's going to face is going to be Triss. He tags him quite a lot, and Ironkeep was the final Goffin. Similar storyline that we got to see in the previous half as well. 10-5 the scoreline, and Reckoning make an insane comeback. This probably should be the beginning of the end. This probably should be the time when Team Reckoning starts steamrolling their way into victory. But we also have to remember that it was a bonus round from the other team. It was a bonus round from Only Friends. And now they're going to be coming back with the weapons of their own. So Team Reckoning, they're going to face some competition right now. I feel it's going to be a lot more difficult. I feel it's going to be a lot more close. Who knows? The flash comes in. INQ trying to be a little cheeky, trying to be a little aggressive. SP5 with Yop, very close angle, but he can escape. INQ still chasing him. They're trying to push them back. Yuven He's going to delete Kev off the server. Man advantage established. The defense is pretty thin. You can see that the C side has been left completely open and the B side is left unguarded. This is what they want, right? You want to get a man advantage. You want to get the first initial pick. And after that, the defense is completely scattered. 3 players in A. A lot of utilities dumped in B. And the Cypher in C. This is ideal condition. Cruiser God will try and push up.
Oh,
Exactly what INQ wants him to do, but Cruiser God, he expected him to be there. Genius, absolute genius. You've been expecting players in the backup side. Probably he does not know that Knife Jester is really close to him. Pops is at a smoke, but he gets one.
Spike down. C.
Could have gotten more over there, but Team Reckoning, they have complete side control. 3v3 right now, it's still not that easy for them. It's more close than we thought. Recovery from Only Friends has been brilliant. What do you think, Universe? Will the shot connect?
Oh, okay.
I've got your trail.
Gauntlet finds one guard with another. SB5 comes into play. 1v2. One Astra star to work with. And it's up to Sakuna. He doesn't really have too much to work with. But he's making it work for as long as he can. Oh boy, the defuse has being stuck. Obviously, it's gonna happen. SB5 holds down the angle, knows exactly where he is. It's gonna be number 6 for Only Friends. Are we gonna see a comeback here, Salty?
Seems like it. Sakuna Matata.
Really? Sakuna.
Down to 6 scoreline, ladies and gentlemen, and we probably might see a pause. Now, I mean, Reckoning, once again, from position they were winning, they kind of let it be, right? INQ wasn't really a mistake, honestly. His position was good. The idea was to stall the push and to split the defense in half so that if players try and go for the backstab, he'll get them. But Cruiser God expected that. And I feel like INQ should have been more prepared in that position. Probably could have kept his scope at a closer angle to get the frag on. Should have expected a player coming in and pushing it up at him. But Cruiser God, kudos to him, man. The way he got INQ, I feel like that was the changing moment.
Yeah. It definitely was. Reckoning, they did well enough to get that bonus round, I think. It wasn't really a bonus, but sort of worked out for them. They got the plan, so they're gonna have a bit of an easier time in this round, at least with a couple of Spectres that they have bought in. It's a force buy of sorts. But yeah, it is gonna be a little bit more difficult for them this round because these long-range fights on Haven don't usually favor them unless something goes completely crazy and awry and the Spectres reign supreme against these Vandals and Spectres, Vandals and Phantoms. What is this camera? That is crazy. I love that camera. Nobody's seen. Oh, now he sees him. Oh, they spotted. They're just having a look at it. All 3 players are like, hello, and they're just gonna wait for a Knife's gesture to
say hi. Oh, INQ.
Oh, I think they know this. I'm pretty sure they know this.
They should. They probably
He's
should.
sitting in the smoke, and that could be a little bit of a treacherous impact. Ion gonna hold down this ground, but he's gonna get shot in the back. Gauranga finds him. Cruiser guy gets another. Trish will find one, but Kev's on the backstab. Bondef will find the second of the round, but Knife's Jester is there to close it out. 10-7. This is exactly where it all went wrong for Only Friends last time. It's turning out to be the same for Reckoning somehow. I don't really know if they want this to happen, but if it does, yeah, it's gonna be a problem for sure.
True that, absolutely true.
Let's
I mean,
see now. About this.
I'm not even sure if Team Reckoning are they even trying at this point. You look at the way they try and push up, right? They try and push up in positions. INQ is supposed to take the first initial kill. If he misses, then he misses. And once INQ falls, the rest of the team just follows behind him. You look at Kev, right? You look at the defenders in the A-long corridor trying to push back INQ as long as possible. SP5 with the AWP. I'm pretty sure INQ might peek out and might suffer another defeat. It's a Jet versus Jet.
You should run.
Here comes the lockdown. Bondev is in prime position. The C-side is mostly open. Knife Jester gets away with murder. He gets Bondev, and he also finds an opening from the ultimate. Back of side is completely dead for the taking. And here comes the Nova Pulse, and here comes 2 kills. Beautiful, beautiful usage of space over there. A 4v3. A man advantage for Reckoning after a pretty long time. Crucial God as well as Gauranga. Both of them will come in from CT. But yet to make an advancement. Yuvin gets a lot of information. I guess one player might go for the backside. Yes, it is INQ who is trying to hit them from the behind. All 3 players will funnel in through the smoke. Crucial God sprays down Schooner. It's really, really close. Trace will go down as well. SP5 gets his kill. It's a 2v3 right now. INQ needs to come in time. Yuvin survives this, but he gets down as well. The action event comes through, and INQ goes down. Crucial God gets 3 kills of his own. And team only friends. They get back to round once again. Team Reckoning just cannot seem to keep calm and hold the side. This was a 4v3. They have the side under control. All 3 players coming in from one direction. You're not allowed to give away so many kills. You're not allowed to give in 1v1 fights to them. You're supposed to be in the dominating seat. INQ tries to do something exceptional. Tries to go hit them from the backstab, but then his timing is so awfully off. Then the players in the side, they're like, we're gonna take fights one by one. First, it's Yuvin through. First, it's I believe it was.
Get out of my way.
I guess it was Traced or probably Bondev through the smoke. Then there was Traced. Then it was Yuvin. All of the players. There is no saying. Team RG once again resorting to their eco. A knife to break the tripwire. A pretty expensive utility, to be honest. Crucial God through the smoke itself. This knife misses, but finally he finds Crucial God. Another one for INQ. It's a double. It's 3-4 once again. Gauranga right at the face. Scooter. The SMG sings. Knife Jester. He knows exactly where the plant is going in. SP5. Yup. But no, it's Knife Jester. He finds Schooner. And here comes the neural theft. A lot of position. A lot of intel will give him now. Team only friends. They are still pushing in. INQ completely caught off guard with his pants down. Bondev replying in kind. 2v1 SP5 with the op, especially with the Blaze Storm. We know what he can do. His position has been given out. The Owl Drone has stinked him, and now the situation is really against him. Bondev in the back lines. He's gonna find a bullet at the back of the brain. Finally, an 11th round on board on a round that they really couldn't invest in a lot.
Salty. This is exactly how it went down the last map. It was 10-5. They put up 3 rounds after that, right? And then it went up to 10-8, and then Only Friends put up 11 after Reckoning got 8 in the last map. And now it's the same thing again. Reckoning got 11, Only Friends got 8. From here it went to 11-9, 11-10. It's gonna go the same way this time. To see, but the Hunter's Fury does pop in as Cruiser God is looking for an early frag, but he's not gonna find anything. Ion's actually slipped in towards that deep A corridor, and that Recon's not gonna give away anything either, so that should be a call for rotation towards the other sides, not A. There's only one man holding down A, and that's SP5. The spike is towards A, and Trist actually finds a kill towards Garage, so that's gonna cause a lot more disruption of information for the side of Only Friends. They're gonna try and commit all their players towards C and B, as Ion is looking to make strides towards A. He needs to move in, and he needs to move in now. He's got an owl drone to try and scout out things for him towards A short. Pretty much everything's clear, but Cruiser God actually finds Trist, so that's a good thing. Looks like they're gonna be rotating back. SP5 with all of these sound cues is gonna get a little bit of information to give out to his team. A short still not cleared out, but these Seekers might do the work for them. Oh my god, SP5! Perfect positioning allows him to gain a lot of kills.
30 seconds left.
And Reckoning have fallen apart. It's up to Sukuna. And he's down really low, 5 HP now. A shock dart, probably gonna touch him. That's gonna kill him. That one, yes, no, it's gonna be Kev actually. 11-9. It's deja vu yet again and again and again. Every single round, turning out to be exactly how we saw the map of Ascent go down. Salty, is this some voodoo magic? I don't know what the hell we're seeing.
It's more like a pop culture movie, pop culture action movie where both the hero and the villain, they hold each other, and the hero drops him a punch, the villain gives him another. They both tank each other. The hero gets another punch, the villain returns once again. Now there's no hero and villain here. There are two teams who are doing the same thing. They're grabbing each other. They're like, all right, I'm gonna punch you. The other player is like, okay, punch me. I'm gonna punch you back. The same thing. They're trading rounds and rounds and rounds. 11-9 right now. Team Reckoning. No variation. It's supposed to be a garage hit. As far as it looks, they have a little bit of a diversion in the C-long corridor, but Knife Jess is more than prepared for it. SP5 already on the backside. We have so much information in the world that there is nobody in mid. There is nobody. Oh my god, Gauranga was completely overwhelmed. The Spectre in a frenzy. This is impossible. Knife Jess and Kev, they get 2 back. It's a 3v3 once again, but we know that RGE, they really can't close it out. They haven't been able to close a lot of these rounds out. Once again, they try and overextend. SP5 on the backside finds 1. He finds 2. He probably will find a 3rd. Kev is going to be the one who lands finally in the coffin. Only friends. Wow.
All right. I mean, an eco that I think worked out pretty well for Reckoning because they got 2 kills, they got even, the plant going down, but they kind of had to give away a ultimate for that, but they still have 2 left, and that's 2 more than what only friends have. And you can see this timeout, usually for the side of Reckoning, timeouts have been a thing of, admiring, because every time they take a timeout, somehow, some way, they pull out a round out of nowhere. And that's exactly what they're looking for right now. 11-10. Yet again, a close match. Could go to overtime. You never know what's going to happen. Only friends are right on their tail. And the defensive side of Haven is looking a lot more potent than the attacking side for both of these teams. Even though Haven is called an attacker's Haven. And with this timeout, I really think that they're going to try something a lot. I wouldn't say reckless. I think they're going to be careful about the way they send their players out to get probably 1v1 deals. But I think this round is probably going to depend on whether or not Ion can try and make something happen, because he's the sole duelist. He's the one who can dash into sites. He's the one who can make things work in a way that, speed becomes his most useful ability. And it looks like it's going to be A, where they're going to be sending Ion, and the rest, everybody's going there as well. They've got 3 players on that side only, friends, and they're going to be attacking them head on. How's this going to turn out? We're going to find out in a couple of seconds. Here we go, Reckoning. Heading straight in towards A short. They've sent Ion Q, and he spotted out 1 player. SB5 needs to get away from here as soon as possible. He's sticking around towards A short. Not going to let them crawl in. They need to find this kill. Sakuna goes down. Oh my god, Cruiser comes to his help. Kev. He's gonna find 1. He's gonna find 2. It's up to Twist now. Twist is gonna let him pass, but he gets the kill. They get detained. No, they don't. Kev's gonna find the 3rd. And only friends pull it back. Reckoning's timeout goes to nothing. And their economy takes a hit for the ages.
At this point, Team Reckoning, they've struggled. They've struggled way too much. They don't have money to buy full shields. They're probably gonna buy light shields and go for a very big Campbell. I feel like the teams like these should probably resort to their ecos, because they're like much better in the ecos than they are in the full buy rounds. It's weird, but it's true. I've seen this in a couple of days. Like the last couple of days, they've been the same thing. Nonetheless, they start off this attack with a flash. Nothing on the back of it. Nobody trying to gain some ground. Another flash to come back. Knife Jester. No reaction to it whatsoever. You look at Jet being pulled back, right? Immediate reinforcements come in. INQ as well as the rest of RG yet to buy any sort of space. But here they clean up. Knife Jester still finds 2. Is still up and running. He might find a 3rd. Yes, he does. And here comes SP5 as well. Only 1 player survives, and that's going to be Trace. Team RGE. It's funny how easily they are being broken apart. There's no attacking depth whatsoever. You cannot dash onto a side every single time. There is no diversion, there's no flanks, there's nothing, there's no fakes. They're trying to play time, and they're literally doing the same thing over and over again. Knife is just sitting there and machine gunning them time and time again. Like, not a literal machine gun. It's like you place in the turret and even a turret is going to shoot you if you try and attack a side that way.
Yeah, I at this point I don't really know what happened to Reckoning. Now they've been drawn down to specters, a desperate buy, whatever they can conjure from the money that they've got left. It's not much, but it is something. And how exactly they're gonna be using it, I have no clue. I really hope they have a game plan, because without a game plan, this is not gonna work out for them. It's gonna be really difficult. Whether they hit it as a team or they hit it separately, they need to win their duels and they need to win it first. No trades need to come back, and that's exactly how they make this work. With this pause, they've got a little bit more time to work with, but yeah, I really don't believe that they should be having, you know, an easy time in this. Only Friends have got everything they need: utility, weapons, ultimates, even the neural theft for information, the jet blades on both of the jets of both teams, a cosmic divide available for the Reckoning. How do we see this round go down? How does the attack work this time, Salty? Because the 9-3 curse looks like it's actually gonna work.
I don't know. I mean, Team Reckoning, if they don't switch things up, this doesn't look like the home game anymore. They're playing their default. There's no depth. There's no variation. They're literally doing the same thing over and over again. They're not mixing things up. They're trying A, they're trying B, they're trying Gauranga, they're trying C. That's it. Like, that's what you got in your home turf. That's what you got in a map where you're supposed, where you're touted to be, you know, take down the big dogs, the big guns. 11-12, only Friends. What a comeback it has been. From 9-3, they absolutely dominated the defense on a map which is supposed to be attacking on paper. They're struggling on attack itself. Now, it does happen, especially when teams try and brute force their way in. Once again, they have Trist, who is trying to lurk around. The A side has been left completely open. Team Only Friends want them to attack the A side, where all 4 players are just walking. They're running down the clock, trying to bait some utility. IronQ is on his knives. All of them are on specters and heavy shield. The knife jester is already in the back lines. He has so much information to work with. They know this is going to be an A hit. They do dash inside. They've been tagged, and Cruiser God is going to spray them down. There's no way Team Only Friends is going to win this, or are they? IronQ has to pull off a magic.
30 seconds left.
He does have the knives in his hand, and even he's going to fall. And Team Only Friends,
Defenders win.
they bring back a monumental comeback.
Well divided.
This is insane.
A day for comebacks, you would say, Salty. Back and forth we go. It's really, really crazy how you would expect this to, you know, be reckonings, and we saw it happen 9-3, but the curse has fallen. The curse is gonna hit hard, and the curse is gonna hit home. And my word, it's been quite a day for both of these teams. They've gotten both of their opponents' map picks. You would have thought about it if you would have seen what, you know, happened in the first map. But after Reckoning took that first half by storm, I thought this is going to be the end. This is probably going to be, you know, another Reckoning win. We're going to see 2-0. But let's have a look at the match highlights to see another beautiful comeback victory. 9-3 to 13-11.
Oh, what a match it has been, honestly. Like, I was at the edge of my seats. It was 9-3, and then Team Only Friends, their defensive side, you talked about the curse and everything else. They struggled on attack, but to be honest, even I gotta say this, Team Only Friends, their attack was better than Team Reckoning. Team Reckoning, this was not their best. This is definitely not the team that literally dominated the season 2 of the Gauntlet. They were so flawless. They played it so perfectly. They defeated the big guns. They caused upsets. And now Team Reckoning, they turned to this. It's kind of sad, to be honest, especially for their fans, especially for the people who support Team Reckoning. But then again, they have one more opportunity to redeem themselves, and that's going to be the map of Breeze. But yeah, apart from that, like, this for sure isn't reckoning at their comfortable best, and definitely not comfortable against only friends. They're definitely not going to be comfortable against bigger teams. In a map like Haven, where you're supposed to have like a lot of attacking depth, we're supposed to have like a lot of different strategies to work with. This team just barely depends on INQ and his dashes and his capability to entry frag. Even in the map of Ascent, we were noticing that they were overly dependent on that man. They were overly dependent on his uh, potential to probably clutch out rounds, and he did so. He did give them a round or two with the help of his individual capabilities, with his clutches, with his 4Ks and whatnot. But you cannot really expect that every single round, right? When a team depends on one player way too much and you cannot really fuel in the resources to support that player, then you've got no way to hide. In Team Reckoning, those shortcomings were visible so much. You look at this, it's fine for a jet to dash into a side, but there is no utility. A flash comes in, a sky flash with no blinds. It barely is useless. The jet is visible to everyone. He has to hide with the use of his own cloudburst. Now that's a problem. When other players funnel in, there's one guy sitting and he's just spraying them down one by one. How do you expect to win a game when your entry is so weak on your home turf?
That is true. Their attacking looks so convincing. I thought Reckoning were just going to run away with this. I really thought this is probably going to be a 2-0, but hey, we've seen it all now. We've seen comebacks for both the teams happen. And now Breeze, well, is it going to be, back and forth again? Is it going to be another Reckoning comeback or not? We don't know. We're going to have to see, because these two teams, I don't think they expect Breeze. I don't know how it's going to turn out for them. It's going to be an interesting matter between Reckoning and Only Friends to see them on Breeze of all maps. But so yeah, we're gonna take a short little break, ladies and gentlemen. Breeze is on the other side of this break. We're gonna be back in just a bit. Don't go anywhere. It is gonna be an amazing match. It has been an amazing match so far. We are watching the LG Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Ballistix and Crucial. And me and Salty, we're gonna catch our Red Bulls, as you should too. And we're gonna be back in just a few.
From the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial Ballistix. From the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial Ballistix.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear Tec Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Ballistix and Crucial, and our apparel partners that are other than 656. So yes, I am now here instead of Universe. I am appeared on absolutely nowhere to replace him. Don't really worry about it, Salty. I know for a fact that you're kind of surprised by that, but Universe, he had a little bit of a technical difficulty, so I need to jump in his place. Yeah, I've been in his house probably here. You never really know. That all did happen, but hey, I've been watching the games, I've been keeping up with it, and Only Friends versus Reckoning, it's been shaping up to be something really interesting. So let's head on over towards the map view screen to get a little bit of a refresher of what really went down right off the get-go. So we're going to be jumping straight into the game, seemingly, because I did remember that we still have a match at 8 p.m., so we cannot really delay that now, can we? So, in a way, Salty, jumping straight into the matchup, it's going to be the map of Breeze. So Breeze, in a way, for both of these teams, it's not something that's really good to begin with. Yeah, they can make things work, but at the same time, you know, Only Friends, they also don't have a really good track record on Breeze, and so does the side of it.
I mean, honestly, the series has been so weird, aggressive. Like, both the teams, they played on their home turf, but both the games were like very close. They're making mistakes on their home turfs. They're playing good on the other maps. So it's like, thankfully, Breeze is like a neutral venue, and we'll see which team is really better. Now that the fact that the series is like 1-1, we can really understand where these teams are headed at. We look at the composition right now. We have a double initiative composition on the side
Select
of
your
Team Only
agent.
Friends, a Sova and a Sky. We have a Viper in the form of Night Jester, one Sentinel in the form of Gauranga, that's going to be a Sage, and we have a Jet. On the other side, it's similar storyline, but instead of a Sage, we have a Cypher. According to me, Aggressive, I feel like the Cypher is going to be a better Sentinel on this map than a Sage, but then the Sage wall is really important, especially in your attacking side of things.
Yeah, in a way, Sage on the map of Breeze, it's just, you never really know. Like, Sage is good, but at the same time, it can be really bad because with Sage, you need to get a lot more creative. There's no way that you can place the wall to protect you completely from multiple different sidelines. You normally pick up that Sage when you don't really have that potent Cypher player on your side, and it's much more of a comfort pickup than actually a meta pickup. So in that sense, Cypher's just going to be able to feed a lot more information. He's going to be much more stronger as a Sentinel in general. So in that sense, already I could see a little bit of a compositional diff coming on down through from Reckoning's side, because them having that Cypher just allows them to have a lot more information to work with. We're going to be jumping straight in the game soon enough here, but to break it all down, in a way, I'm kind of worried that Only Friends are just in a state where they can't really, push themselves forward, because without that Cypher, they're running and drive without any information. And yeah, double initiator is always a thing, but how much can you rely on the double initiator information when it comes down to you holding a postman or you holding a site?
Look at this, though. INQ trying to break this apart. At this point, I guess, Team Reckoning, they start things off on attack. We know that this team is kind of reluctant to try and experiment new things on the attacking side of things. So I really want to see what they can actually pull off Aggressive.
They're taking the slow, they're taking the spot. And they wanted to go down towards that A side immediately after Gauranga put up that wall. They just made a wraparound play and they're like, nope, I'm not going there. I'm just gonna head on down over towards B. See what's up there, but even here, the Viper is gonna be able to hold it down strongly. I like the positioning though. Slow and steady wins the race. Night Jester holding down from the back end. He's gonna be going in for that fight, but maybe he's gonna get 5-1 kill. Hello? Oh, the Night Jester! But randomly gets 3 kills, finally gets taken down by INQ. No one cleared him. Hello, Reckoning? Knock knock, who's there? What's happening here right now, Kev? I'm confused, man. What just happened in like the last 10 seconds?
Even I was, like, I heard the tune of Zed. Bam,
Wait.
bam, bam.
Oh, what? Now it's back down to a 1 versus 2?
Yes, it is. This, though, he does have the spike to work with. He can isolate these frags. Nicely done. Cruiser God will be his first victory. Yes, he still has 70 HP to work with. 14 seconds on the clock. He can plant the spike comfortably. The Jet does have a dash. Big dash, in fact. SP5 just trying to take his time. A Sheriff versus a Ghost. And here it comes. SP5. Skull Crusher potential. Fine. Skull Crusher Punisher 5.
Was that important?
Took out a mace and he's just swinging around in his hand and then slapped him in the face with it. 1-0 on the scorecard here, ladies and gentlemen. Beautifully done, I have to say, but at the same time, a little bit questionable in the way they did get this round. Only Friends, Night Jester randomly being able to find those 3 kills. Very questionable in the sense that he did get them, but I guess Reckoning they're having a pretty slow start to the piece. Understandable after what happened during the last 2 matchups. Last 2 maps, there were a little bit of a questionable affair as well, but I guess it's fine. Like, slowly but surely, they're going to be able to build themselves back up. Slowly but surely, they're going to be able to do a lot more. But Reckoning, you would expect a lot more coming in down from them. This is a matchup that should be going in their favor on paper, but it seems like that's just not the case. Not just yet.
SP5 does have the sniper rifle to work with. Kev holding this angle. Team RGE taking it really slow, trying to stroll across in mid, but that's not how it works, right? You have all these players who are checking these angles. Gauranga gets the first pick. Establishes the command advantage. Trace is still trying to check the corner. I guess Team Reckoning, they want Team Only Friends to make a move at this point. They want them to come to them instead of them trying to infiltrate the compound. Bondet is trying to go deep in the halls, but Gauranga is going to shut them down. He gets 3k for him. Trist gets 1 for himself. 4v2 right now. INQ is still trying to make this happen, but they don't really have the ground. The two attackers, they are miles apart from each other. Trist is in the B side, INQ is in the A side. Trist catches Knight Jester off guard, but Knight Jester flicks onto him and connects a shot and gets killed. It's a 1v4 for INQ once again. This man, the team has been very dependent on his 1v4 capabilities, or more so his clutch capabilities, time and time again, and this is time for him to shine. But with 14 seconds on the clock, I really doubt if he's going to pull this through.
10 seconds.
It's gonna be difficult. It's just not gonna do much more than that. Night Jester is gonna be the one to shut him on down, send him back home. 2-0 on the scorecards, and Salty, you gotta remember something. That last round was a force fire round from their side. That's gonna hurt quite a lot when it comes down to the long term of things, especially on the map of Breeze. On Breeze, going in for force fires, it's not something that I would say you should ever do. It's better to go in for a save. It's better to just hold, because fast rushes on Breeze, yeah, it can work only if you're going towards that A side and if your opponents are known to play close proximity. But Only Friends as a squad, they like to play it a little bit more safer. They are not as aggressive as you would have hoped for. And the fact is, them being so nutty with their aim right now, you just can't risk any of these Night Jesters from the sidelines. Once again, maybe he just stopped shooting.
Exactly.
That's gonna hurt him. Kev, he wants to go in for a kill. He's gonna be going for one. He's looking for one more as well. Kev, just one more kill. That would have been everything that they needed. Not gonna be able to find it, but still, this fast rush from the side of Reckoning is working wonders for them. They have the B side under their control, and they have a lot of map control to work with as well. On towards the back end, it's gonna be Trist going in for a flank, and Trist, it's all up to you, buddy. If you're gonna be able to find this kill, this is gonna be perfect for you.
INQ with the pistol, not really crucial over there.
Beautiful
Shakun
Player standing.
pulls off a Hakuna. SP5 is down, 6 feet under. Garang, as well as Cruise God. They just finish things off. As soon as we figure out that RGE, they have some sort of side control and they are like in the driver's seat, Team Only Friends, they make a smacking comeback, and this has been the case aggressive for the entire series. This is not the first time this is happening, and I'm pretty sure this is not the last time either. Team RGE, they've struggled with control, and you know what? According to me, this when is there a time to be concerned about for a team when the only way you can push into a site is by brute forcing your way in, or just by plainly dashing in and trying to kill players just at the get-go. Having no cohesive plan to go into a site to probably make your entry and get kills with no team support is probably the first reason why you should be worrying about Cruiser God. His position has been spotted, and Gaurang is actually caught in his own wall. This is so weird. SP5 though is in position with his AWP. Yuvin takes out Night Jester elsewhere. Cruiser God is still in position. SP5 connects that onto Sukuna. Sukuna is down. SP5 is still up and running. 3 players. Team RGE, they're scared to take these fights all by themselves. They're trying to stall it as long as possible. The AWP, the scope is still on INQ, just waiting for them at their corner. This is purely a boxing strategy. This is avoiding fight as long as you can, and the wall breaks. Gauranga was fine. He's gonna deliver the position blow. Yuvin from mid dose. He has so many players around him.
Enemy remaining.
One. He gets 4k for himself. A 4k for Yuvin, but even that doesn't help.
Ooh, that was so
You
close.
understand aggressive when I say this team is dependent on individual capabilities right now?
Yeah, especially when Reckoning, they're relying on the potency of just singular plays. It's just not going to be working out in their favor, especially now that Reckoning, the backs are against the wall. They lost out on 4 rounds consecutively. And after Yuvin got a 4K as well, that should not have happened. The trade should have been there. Someone needs to be watching the back flank as well. But you have to give it to Gauranga in that situation to just have that understanding that I don't need to push. I'm going to wait until the stage wall breaks, and then I'm going to get the kill. INQ did flick around. It looked a little bit dicey from the side of Gauranga. I thought he was going to get one tapped out of existence, and then we are just going to be like, oof, nice shot, Ion. But that did not happen. They need to go in for trades. It feels like Reckoning, they're so disconnected. They're flabbergasted in the way they're even thinking about to play the map of Breeze. But for Only Friends, they're it feels like they're in their own element. And you got to remember something, Breeze is a very attacker-sided map. And in that sense, we are not really seeing the potency of the attack be there at all. It feels like Reckoning, they're trying to take things really slowly. They're trying to understand the ways they can actually break into the side, but execution-wise, they're not clearing corners. And in a game where clearing corners is pretty much the main thing that we are always taught, that should not be happening.
Cheers, mate.
Now, moving on down into this round in particular, shots are not going to be taken, not just yet, but right on the other side is going to be Trist. You can see that Knife Jester, he's not going to be playing it overly aggressive. He's just going to be taking it slow. He's just going to be taking it steady. But SP5, maybe he finds that first initial kill down on the Bondev. Bondev, he's playing with fire. Do not peek this operator player because things could go really badly for you if you're not careful. One small pixel, that's all that he needs to see. They're going to be able to find it. Noise is being made, but the entirety of Reckoning, they're taking it slow, they're taking it steady. They are not going in for a single bit of an over-aggressive push. It's just what we can expect here, because now the push is coming from Reckoning, but in a way, it's just not there. They're going to be going in for a fast rush, but this rush is a little bit too late, I would say. They don't have enough information to work with. They have the side control, but still, everyone from this angle of Only Friends is still alive. But Trist comes on down through with a beautiful lurk of his own. He's going to be able to shut down two players. That's all that they needed. Kev's going to be able to shut down Bondev, but still, the spike
30
not
seconds
yet
left.
gone down. Beautiful Hunter's Fury from Cruiser God to take that first initial pickup. That's all that they needed, but Trist on that lurk, man. Trist! He is the man, he is the myth, he is the legend, and he is the dagger in the night. Possibly gonna be able to take down his fourth, and Trist! He gets a 14 for himself, he wants an 8, but he's not gonna be able to get an INQ, takes it away from him. And yes, Salty, my boy, is back. Welcome back to the frame.
I mean, why did INQ... You should have given him the ace, man. Trist was so influential. He had the neural theft. He invested in their ultimate to get that final kill. I'm pretty sure he wanted to find the location of that player. But INQ was like, nah, I'm not getting kills. I need to be the top fragger on the jet. Otherwise, you're going to call me bottom fragger duelist.
I don't think that's gonna happen in a pro game this year.
It happens when I insta-log, though.
I wonder why. But moving on down from that, Salty and his sad rank game stories can wait for another time. It's gonna be a 4-1.
Look at the
What?
train going down hall. 3 players trying to meet their way in. Nobody opening the door. I guess they will expect this. I'm pretty sure Team Only Friends have an idea that 3 players might be coming in, but there is no defense as of yet. They know that there is no presence in B. They know there is no presence in A. The only form of diversion that can happen from the A side is going to be the hall region, and they got to protect it. And here comes the wall gets taken off. Sukuna, but wait, Gauranga, he strikes 3 of his own. There's one-man tag as well. INQ wants to duel this out. There are seekers available as well. SP5 close things down. Team Only Friends, they're just so good at this. They're so good at punching down Team Reckoning.
Wait a second. Gauranga, you just did not do that. You got a lineup kill. You turned around, whipped your mouse in towards the face of Yuven, shut him down, and then just walked away casually without dying. I'm a little bit worried now because Reckoning, this is not what's supposed to happen. You even took a tactical pause to try and gather yourselves. But the trade game is not there. Sukuna, he was right there. Yeah, I understand. 2 people died on the lineup. It's completely fine. You need to swing out. You need to get that trade. If you shut down Gauranga there, at least Yuven would have still been alive. Things would have been different, but that's not the case here. INQ is gonna get a little bit of an over-aggressive SP5, but still Knife Jester. He has the phone number of one of the players. Knife Jester's gonna be able to walk in. He's gonna be able to shut down one player, but Knife Jester! Ooh, dude, he panicked a little bit too much there, Salty. Panic with a capital K moment for him, but still Kev. He's gonna be able to turn it all around.
Here comes the Viper Spirit. It's 3v4 right now. Viper Spirit investing is gonna be a little difficult. Cruiser God just walks straight through. That's not how you do it. Yuven is gonna shut him down. A Sova diff right there. But a resurrection is available. Kev does have the flash available, but a little early. Sage can definitely go for a revival. I don't think it's going to be fruitful at this point, especially with the ultimate invested from the Viper. This is almost undoable at this point. Another flash comes through. Gauranga is prepared. All that they want is kills from this. Here comes a recon. Wouldn't really spot him. Kev finds the first one. Triss takes him out. Gauranga looking for 1 kill still. Spots out the sky, but Bondev shuts him down. Finally, 1 round for Team RG, especially after a lot of struggle. Look at the amount of utility that they had to invest to get this one. An ultimate from a Viper Spit to get this 2nd round on board. This is kind of worrisome. And this is also like not a very bad defeat from the side of Team Only Friends, because they're like, all right, guys, they had to invest in a Viper Spit to get in a victory on the map of Breeze. So a Viper Spit is probably the biggest weapon that you can have on this map. And since that is the only thing that has given him the victory, that has given him the round win, they know they're pretty good. They're playing pretty good.
Here.
This is just not how it's going to be working. Even though they need to figure something out. Yeah, you got 1 round based upon a Viper Spit. Now you're going to be able to get out a couple of rounds, possibly because of IMQ having that operator. But solid plan. They need a solid plan of attack to keep this ball rolling onto their court. Yes, this is such a crucial round for them to win, though, because if they're able to win here, they're able to shut down the economic advantage that Only Friends have. But still, it's a very difficult round to take, especially with Cruiser God holding from the staircase. This is such a strong position. And I always talk about this position over and over again, that a lot of the teams are not really going after. Whenever you are on defense, if you are playing here on the staircase near the switch, you have the best possible angle in the entirety of Breeze. Hold down a side, but now Knife Jester once again playing in his own cheeky little corner, but I don't think they're going to make the mistake of not clearing him this time around. Flashes are going to be coming in. Here comes the Toxic Bite. He's going to be swinging out. He's going to be able to fight 1. He's going to be able to fight 2. He's going to be able to fight 3. No, he's not. Instead, it's going to be Sakuna being the one to shut him on down. 8 bullets left in that chamber. Still going to be able to go in for a plant. Triss is going to be the one to shut down Gauranga on the back end. No more resurrection available as well. Now, this is the retake situation already beginning. 2 players have been spotted. They know exactly where they are. Operator players on towards the right side. They're going to be swinging out. They're going to be switching. Skuna, you need to swing. You need to help your buddy, maybe. He's going to get spotted. Iron, he's just not going to miss a single beat of that shot. That's going to be good for 1. There's nothing that Cruiser can do, especially with just a Guardian in his hand. Triss instead is going to be the one to swing out, go in for that revenge kill, shut him on down, send him back home. That's going to be 5 and 3 on the scorecard, ladies and gentlemen, for the side, I reckon.
Woo. This has been such an extravaganza. Once it's Only Friends who are bringing punches of their own, then it's Reckoning. Like, alright, we've got some in stock as well. Reckoning really showing class in that attack. And now it's going to be the acid test. They're almost climbing up the ladder. They're almost climbing up and turning level to Only Friends. 5-3 the scoreline. 2 more rounds and they'll draw level. Who's got a very early reveal so that they can push out. I believe Gauranga with Classic is going to be a little problematic. They are on the eco, so things can be pretty easy for Team RGE on Marshall to work with SP5 tags a lot. The bullet didn't really connect. I guess I missed it.
Oh my god, Knife Jester. How is he getting away with the stuff like this? Knife Jester with just body shots is going to be able to shut down 2 players, 1 with a head. And they have a gun for themselves now. Wrong. He's slowly but surely walking up to it. He has a Vandal in his arsenal to work with as well. And from the back end, that's going to be another one. Beautiful shots coming on down through from Only Friends. Their aim game is so on point. They're able to find so much to work with as well. Everyone from Reckoning there inside the side. And Cruiser God, he's just feeding information for his teammates. Nothing to worry about whatsoever. Cruiser God swings out and takes out the operator player. Gets a tag on towards the body of Triss as well. This is where it all begins. This is where it all falls apart. Triss. He's trying to survive, but how much more longer can he live through all of this? He's gonna be able to find 1 more kill. He does get spotted out as well. Knife Jester, he's just swinging, he's just fighting, but for 1 kill. He's not good for 1 more. Give this guy a 4K. He wants it, but Triss and Jester, they're both low on HP. Half Diffuse could just be coming on down through. He's not gonna be swinging it. He's gonna be sticking it, but Knife Jester?
Don't forget, I've always been a killer.
Did you forget you have a dart on you?
Well.
I guess the confused Oonga Boonga moment happened. Hey, it's really necessary to have one moment like this every single time we cast together.
It's really important. Every time we have a match, one moment like this will happen.
A really crucial moment, you have to say. Like an absolute, you just turn off your brain. You don't know what's happening, but it's happening. It's fine. Nothing to worry about, I guess. But now
Wait,
it's gonna
what?
be SB5 being able to get that personal kill. You've been getting a random kill onto Cruiser God as well. I didn't really think that was gonna happen.
Oh no,
Tris
Oh,
is right
oh,
next
oh.
to him. But Knife Jester, he should know. You know,
No,
he
no,
doesn't
you-
know. Hello, backstab. Tris gets a free kill for himself on towards the back end of it all. Knife Jester, once again, questionable positioning, but I guess it's fine. No,
Nah,
it's not fine. Not so it's not fine.
It definitely is not fine. SP5 with the op, though there are 2 oppers in the team. It's gonna be tough to retake, especially with SP5 unable to make
Here.
unable to make an opening, especially due to that Viper wall. Now that the wall has gone down, INQ will try and hold on anybody who's coming in from CT. Who's got? Where are you? Is still no way close. The retake is already happening, and okay, so I guess they're going for a save. Yes, they are going for a save. Team only friends is saving 3 weapons, which is definitely a good decision, but I mean, on the back of some, just like you mentioned, on the back of some very questionable kill, Knife Jester, what was that positioning? He was just in the middle of that entrance where a Cypher just walks in right behind him. You really don't want to be in that position, do you? SP5 actually finds Yuvin, who will try and avoid getting himself killed. Will try and get as many kills as he can. 5-5 the scoreline already, and Team RGE, they pull back aggressive. What now?
This is where RGE, they finally set their foothold throughout the entire map. I thought initially it was going to be a landslide victory from Only Friends, but that's not what's really expected here. Taking it slow, taking it steady. It feels like Reckoning, they finally have their mojo back, and they understand that, hey, if Only Friends like to take a lot more picks against us, then what can we do to counteract them? We can go in for our own swings, just go on down through and just wing it out hard as fast as we possibly can. They're able to do it, but thing is, Trist is getting too much value out of these lurks. It feels like they Only Friends have no real information to work with. Like, where's the information? They're not using their utility to try and take control of the mid sidelines. They're not using their utility to gain a little bit of information. Finally, I see that Cruiser God's actually investing his Owl Drone to get some value here, but as soon as they get that value, where's the map control? They're giving it up way too quickly. If someone just takes that real estate back, what are you gonna do about it? Knife Jester from the sidelines. He's trying to deal a little bit of damage here. He's playing mind games, going up against IonQ. He's gonna be good for 1. He's gonna be good for 2. How is Knife Jester getting away with this every single time? He's on that same corner. Reckoning, please, you can. This is not how it works. This is not how you're supposed to play Viper on the corner of a map on Breeze. There is no way. How does he get away with this? They don't even know where he's at. He's like a literal ghost just walking around on the side of Breeze. He's in broad daylight, man. This is not even a nighttime map.
Nonetheless, Knife Jester in prime position as spray down comes in as well. The third for him, but the bullets run out. Dev with Marshall is enough. Another one doesn't really connect. Trist, can he possibly pull this off?
Oh,
He thinks him. Ah, nah, Carl finally connects his bullet. Cruiser got 1 HP. He's like screaming his heart
Last
out.
round in the half.
dude.
Sage, heal me, Sage! Please!
But dude, you have to say that Trist is one sussy baka of a player. The way he's just walking into sight, somehow getting kills. Like, he's just digging people all over the place. If you will literally think as though he is one of the players from the side of defense. Only Friends, they have taken him as the 6th man. He's just walking around. He's, disguised himself as one of the friends of Only Friends, but sadly, he's not that. He's an imposter in this situation, but 6-5 on the scorecard here. I don't know, man. What is happening throughout this game? It feels like I'm trying to do some analysis of the way the strategies are playing out, but at the same time, Reckoning, they're just going in for fast rushes, and that's pretty much it. They're hoping to get a kill, but right at the very end, they just get taken out.
Don't worry, aggressive. It's just me trying to do the same thing for the last 2 games.
I want all of the best analysis in the entirety of India to just try and break down this game. Like, honestly, tell me what is happening here. Because I can't do my job properly, maybe someone else can.
As of now, the Seekers do come in once again. Team Reckoning will try.
Oh no, not again, not again, not again!
He has an opponent vulnerable, but Bondef thankfully is going to trade for him. A 1-for-1 trade. The attacking team does have side control once again. A one-man defense being broken apart, and Cruiser God. What can he potentially do at this point? Trace might get flashed, but he is in a position where he can recover once again. He's going to fall back and regroup with his teammates. But look at this, though. The retake is nowhere close. 2 players coming in from CD, 2 players coming in from Tunnel. SP5 being flashed away as well. Their position has been given out. They know that there are going to be players back off side, but how are they going to approach this? No shotgun available. INQ with the Phantom is going to find
Oh my god,
Wait, what is that, Gauranga? These guys... They're so weird. The Hunter's Fury comes through as well. Yuvin gets another one as well. The Diffuser has been taken down. This is crucial. Shock guard! Yuvin!
Yuvin! This fight is up.
Yuvin!
Did you actually just say that?
It was an impulse. I'm sorry.
Did you actually just say that during a live broadcast during a Valorant game? It's fine, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag salty John. Just type it in the chat. Just spam it all over the place. He deserves it. Because honestly, Yuvin, that was an incredible clutch. Yuvin, he had the brain sense to know that, hey, I'm gonna be able to get these 2 kills. It's completely fine. I'm very sure that the Death's just holding down the spike because there's no real time. Then he throws out the shock dart just to make sure that he gets that kill. He knows for a fact he can't use his own body for that. He has a chance of dying. Why not just use a bow and arrow that's just electrically charged? That is done. It's already done and dusted, man. This is how it goes. It feels like these rounds are going back and forth constantly, but once again, it's purely based upon individual performances. The players are pulling out these rounds out of their hat, like as if they're pulling out rabbits. They have like 10, 15 different rabbits just stuffed inside of their hats. And they're just pulling them out one by one. It's no longer a magic trick. It's animal abuse.
Well, Yuvin once again escaping the bullet, but Kiev is hot on his tails at this point. They're trying to open the door, trying to create a second option for them. SP5 missing the shot. Yuvin with a shock dart takes down Kev. Once again, the shock dart sinks for him. Cruiser God will try and go aggressive through the Viper wall, just respecting it. Not yet. INQ still safe and sound. Here comes the wall. It goes down. Cruiser God as well as Knife Jester comes through as well. Once again, only friends.
How are they doing this? Knife Jester on the lurk as well. He's gonna be able to shut down multiple. Bondev's gonna be able to come in clutch though. Being able to get a double tap on the 1. It's all up to you, Gauranga. You have the magic number on your side. Don't dare take a single point of damage here, my man. You need to get this just with the magic number to win. Sadly, he takes a point of damage. I'm really sad, but hey, right at the very end of it all, only friends, they're gonna be really happy that they did get out the round at the bare minimum. 7 and 6 on the scorecard.
Knew you were gonna find that out.
They're just gonna be able to go it forward with it. But I guess it's fine because in a way this was a really close round, but at the same time they shouldn't have been this close. Reckoning, they had a lot more to work with. They got the first initial 3 kills, I do believe, and then everything just fell apart just because Knife Jester pushed from mid doors and no one was holding mid doors.
I have no clue whatsoever. Yuvin once again. Wait, what is this early aggression? This is an absolute bloodbath. Sukuna getting 2 frags in the classic. He wants to jump in. Cam gets taken down. Bondem gets another one. Bondem. Wait, this was an eco round. This was certainly an eco round, but 3 kills? I didn't expect this attack coming through, but this attack did pay them dividends. I mean, 3 kills on an eco round. Trying to weaken the other economy. This was a good one. I guess.
My god. Like, I honestly believe that, hey, this would have been a really strong eco round right at the get-go. And I like the fact that it was a really good read from their side. But the thing is, the reads were good, but right at the very end, do you think that was a good idea, though? One player could have held for a little while longer just to sell the rush a little bit more. But Knife Jester? Oh my god! You were a Viper! You were not a duelist! He's just running in. He's just getting killed. Knife Jester. He woke up and he's like, no, I'm not having any of this. I'm mad that we didn't take this down over onto a 2-0 scoreline. I'm going to keep on fighting. I'm going to keep on going and I'm going to shut everyone down. SP5's going to be able to shut down 2 as well, but Knife Jester, what is he doing? Is he playing a Viper or is he playing a duelist with Beta tendencies? Juven takes down 1, but Kev just comes down through and just shuts down Juven as well on an immediate trade. Kev now doing a little bit of a breakdance of his own. He practiced back in the showroom before we came into the match here. 9 and 6 are the scorecards now, dude. What's happening?
Only friends, they're just playing good. They're really good on the attack. Something which I don't really want to say for Reckoning, but Team Only. Why do we call them Only Fans every single? Team Only Friends.
Wonder why.
All the players, they are huddled up outside the B area once again, but they have some utility. They will send the drone. They have the Viper's wall as well. Here comes SP5. There's nobody in the backup side. There is literally no defense. Everybody on the other side of the wall. It's like it divides a country to two. Knife Jester as well. Kev, they get all the kills, and SP5 gets another one. There's only one player surviving. Juven just stranded in a 1v5 situation with a pistol. Gets one nice one shot. Nice one tap. Not a second one. He just gave up.
That would have been good, but goddamn, they're just not going to be able to find it. 10-6 on the scorecard here, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't know, dude. I personally will say that Only Friends, they're just not going in for any sort of a hard strategical prowess here. They're just swinging corners and just showcasing that, hey, I have the better arm, I have the better wrist, so I'm going to be the one to win.
They've been able to mix things up better. I feel like the aggression has been fine. The aggression for sure is there, but it's calculated. They use the utility, the fun in the utility to support that brute force, right? Something which we didn't really see from the other cam. This time around, they're going to mix things up as well. Last time it was B, this time it's supposed to be A. They have the Viper's wall. Here comes the Seekers as well. They have the Outro. They have a lot of information to work with as well. No damage taken. Seekers come through, trace through the smoke, through the cyber gauge. He's going to find Kev. That's about it. He pushes through. He respects the Viper's space. Here comes the resurrection. He finds one more kill and gets away with murder. He's going to get the Viper, but not with the pistol once again. INQ is ready with the op, but I don't really think Team Only Friends are going to overextend. Shock that, barely missing Gauranga.
Oh my god, these positions are so bad. I don't like this, but SP5, he could be a difference maker here. He's coming onto the back. Two kill. What? Two. Easy for him, man. He's gonna swing out, possibly get one more. He's not gonna be able to find it, but poor old INQ, he's gonna be good for 2. He is the difference maker. He is the challenger to possibly take down the Titans that are Only Friends. But still, friendship is much more stronger than any form of reckoning that you can bring here, INQ. And in this situation, the power of friendship, just like in every single anime that we ever watched since our childhood and up till now, it's just not going to be working out for them. Kevin's going to be the one to shoot that final bullet into the body of Ryan. Send them back home. With that, 11 and 6 on the scorecards now, ladies and gentlemen. Things are just not working out for them. Once again, no one watching mid-doors. Reckoning. Who is holding what angle? Why is there such a massive disconnect between you and your teammates? What's happening here?
Do you think it's a disconnect for Team Reckoning, or do you think it's better connection between teams of Only Friends? Because I feel it's the other way. I feel Team Only Friends have been playing like a cohesive unit, while Team Reckoning, they've been struggling to find that.
We just need to figure something out here. This is not even a problem of them not hitting their shots, because personally they're hitting every single one of their shots. Their aim is there, but where's the communication? Players not holding mid-doors, players not playing from the angle of staircase. There's no one really positioning themselves to actually take an advantage of the attackers. And they're losing out in the terms of map control as well, and they're relying purely on the performances of what, 4Ks? I haven't seen a single 2K, 3K game from any of these players. Every single one of the rounds that they have won, it's purely based upon the fact that, okay, one player got a 4K, another player got a 3K, and another player got an ace.
So, like,
that's all that we've been getting from Reckoning.
There's also the fact that there's there's melody in chaos, something which a term that I generally use is melody in chaos in what Team Only Friends have been doing, right? You look at this, SP5, he allows his team to push up, but then he also goes in for a backstab trying to come in from mid doors, and he's so influential in that position. Something which Reckoning didn't really do. They try and look for their way in, but after that, there's nothing on the back of it. Here comes the Viper's Pit, and the Team Only Friends, they've been stuck dead on their tracks. They can still enter the B side through tunnels, but I don't really think they will take that risk. Bondef is there with the flash. Knife Jester denies it. They can explore the mid territory because it has been kept completely open. They can go towards Nest and probably go towards A from that region, but SP5 is still in that A position. The Viper's wall might go up, and SP5 is just strolling inside. Recon dart being broken, and they have some idea where this team is going to head. And Team Only Friends, they have such good communication that they instantly rotate and they instantly reinforcements come through. And here comes SP5. He takes on 2 players in a matter of seconds. Make it 3 because this man is just killing skulls. Knife just on the back lines. This man is going to create a difference. He wants to split the defense in half. IronQ knows exactly where Knife Jester is, but that's not going to matter because even if he gets a kill, there is no time left for him to go in and kill 4 players who are in post-plant positions already. SP5, he's going to get an ace for himself probably. Sharn, Kev denies it. SP5 gets a quad kill, and Team Only Friends, they get to match point. This team, they've improved so much that it's really hard to believe aggressive.
It's just too quick. 12 and 6, man. When did we start casting this? I really want to know. Because the way that Only Friends are playing, it felt like, yeah, it was a really close scoreline. It was 6 and 6. We ended out the first half. I just blinked for like a second. I opened my eyes. We're on 12 and 6. That's how quick these rounds are going down. And this is on the defensive side, man. They're showcasing exactly how strong the attack can be because of the positioning factors not being good for the side of Reckoning. IronQ dies as well as he tries to dash away. An aggressive peek from his part, but Utility just flushes him out beautifully. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all over. They have the side control. They don't even have an operator to work with. Yeah, Yuben, maybe he can find something here, but still, it's not looking up for them. SP5, he's still alive. He's still kicking. He's gonna be able to get himself out at the bare minimum. What? Trist? Trist?
Trist overextends. Yuben gets 1 back. He gets 2 back, in fact. The spike has been planted. It's going to be difficult if Yuben disrespects the wall. He does have support. The flasher comes through. Sukuna gets 1 more. Team RGE, they're still in this. They're still making it count. Cruz God, especially with 16 HP. He can probably make a difference. No way! He does that through the wall. He gets another one. And finally, this team comes back. Team Reckoning. Oh my word, they had to struggle. They had to struggle hard. And Yuben inside, just like you mentioned, they had side control, but this man was there. This man was like a beast incarnate, and he was just waiting for his opportunity to thrive. Once that opportunity came, those 2 shots with the op in the middle of the side, that's something which is unheard of, but he made it count. He made it count. He dismantled their defense, the post-plant defense. It just enabled them to get a fuse. The spike team Reckoning they're still in this, but it's still match point. There is a mountain. Like, they've just hit the tip of the iceberg. It's so deeper inside the ocean. They need to get so many more rounds to come level that it's really hard to imagine, but they can do it. If it is only one team that they can do it, it's going to be Team Reckoning. Even once again destroys the owl drone and aggressive. What do you think? Once again, a similar tactic?
Ooh, I like this camera coming from their side. Trist trying to go in for something here. Yuben's gonna be the one to shut down Kev. The wall did not get placed properly, but SP5, what was that flick? Absolutely disgusting from this man. He's not gonna be able to get 1 more kill. Yuben, you need to be careful whenever you're going in for pushes like that. Bondef's gonna be the one to get a kill on towards the face of a revived Kev, but still it's a 3 versus 4 situation. Knife Jester, he's still hitting these shots, man. He's able to thread these needles so beautifully. That is gonna be ultimate being used by the SP5. He's still waiting. He's still kicking. He spots out one of the players right around the corner. It's gonna be one. Knife Jester's gonna get 1 kill. No, he's not gonna be good for it, but still he's gonna be able to spray transfer his way onto the second. Ooh, the power of friendship is just way too strong here. They're gonna be the ones to stomp out the Reckoning. And hey, Only Friends, they're gonna be the ones to take this victory on a 2-1 scoreline for the entire set.
Wow. I mean, honestly, I won't lie. I'm surprised at this point because, to be honest, almost everybody predicted this would be a Reckoning victory. Even if it is like a 1-1, it should be a 2-1 for Reckoning, if not a 2-0. But then Team Only Friends, they come back and they show us in style that this team can make headlines. This team can really be the top dogs. This is something insane. And honestly, I'm not disappointed. I'm pretty sure the audience who turned up to watch this game is not disappointed either. Because when you watch a game like this, when you watch an underdog team perform this good on a map which is supposed to be a neutral venue against a team who is supposed to be a much bigger opponent, we called it off as a David versus Goliath storyline, and David finally paid it off against Goliath.
Yeah, the Goliaths in this story did not just win it out on their matchup here, primarily because of one thing. Too much overconfidence, I would say. They literally felt as though they were trying to fit into a shirt that was just way too big for them. And in this sense, Reckoning, they were just not able to try and take it all away. We're going to be heading on down over into the match highlights, ladies and gentlemen, so we can break things down just a little bit more piece by piece here, because I don't know, Salty. It just felt wrong in every single shape and form. Yeah, Reckoning, they were having a really good start right off the get-go, but still, I wouldn't say that it was good. Just think of it like this. Just this round in particular alone is going to tell you why I wouldn't say that Reckoning were playing good. Yeah, they got 6 rounds. It was even Steven, but in your eyes, did it even feel like they deserved that even Steven scoreline as soon as they ended off their first half? I don't think so.
Absolutely no. I mean, just like I was saying, right, in the first 2 games as well, they didn't look comfortable. They won one map, right? But even that was close. We thought that even Ascent was going to go in the direction of Only Friends. I mean, look at this way, right? For sure, you're winning rounds, but on the back of how many kills, how are you winning the rounds? That also makes a difference. For sure, once a round is done and dusted, it doesn't really count. But on the overarching storyline, you can understand whether a team is comfortable or not. Definitely, this team is resorting to default. This team is doing things which one would do when you're not in good form, right? What do you do when you're not in good form? As a sports person, as an athlete myself, I would do something which which is supposed to be my default, and that is what team uh, RGE is doing at this point. They're trying to stick to their defaults and trying to pick themselves up, which is not really a bad tactic, to be honest. But when you're just down, when you're not in good form, nothing really works out, even in defaults. And that is exactly what happened. You try and enter into a site, that's not happening. There's one guy who is just getting 3Ks. You try to brute force your way through utility. There are players who are just trading you out. The trades don't go your way. You don't get map control. You try and do a lot of different things, but nothing really pays off. And I understand that Reckoning is having like an off day, but Only Friends. I really want to give them credit where it's due, because this team, they've improved leaps and bounds from being August 5 to this time. They have just become a really, really good side who deserves to, if not go for the playoffs, then retain this slot.
Yeah, it feels like this squad can head on down over onto playoffs. In a way, Group A is not really a place where you would say that, okay, Group A shouldn't be that difficult. They should be able to push themselves down forward. So let's head on down over towards the group standings to see exactly what's going to be going on there and exactly why I feel as though Only Friends have a chance of heading on down over into playoffs, because in a way, the top 4 positions, they're not going to be set in stone. Considering that there are a lot of new names here, Reckoning as well, not having a really good day of their own accord,
Exactly.
and they're having such lackluster performances. And then you consider that, okay, Velocity, they're of course going to be at number 1. Enigma, they have a chance of being at number 2. But what about the number 3 and number 4? We don't really know. Salt, FS, Susquad, Weird, and then there's Only Friends and Reckoning. Those last 2 positions, they are so interchangeable that this is going to be a tough fight. We cannot really predict who's going to be heading on down over onto playoffs from Group A, other than Velocity and possibly Enigma. Enigma as well, they're having a really hard time on their own accord because the roster is not able to gel together. So Group A is just shrouded in mystery. Moving on down the line here in the Gauntlet, Salty, I feel as a Group A, this is one table that we just cannot predict of who's going to be moving down forward. And same goes for Group B, because in Group B, there's
Exactly.
so many massive talents that we have no idea who's going to be going into playoffs and who's going to get relegated.
It's interesting, aggressive, because at the end of the day, in the playoffs, we're going to have a mix of teams. New young blood, we're going to have some big teams who are fighting off against teams of their own league, and then we're going to have some young guns who will get a chance to play in the playoffs as well. Just like you mentioned, there are teams like Only Friends, there are teams like Susquad, there are teams like FS who have been playing good. Salt Esports, for that fact as well, they are a team who can make a comeback. And as the league stage progresses, as the group stage progresses, I believe that these teams, they're going to improve even further. For teams like Reckoning, though, they've lost 2 already, and chance of making the playoffs are really bleak. If not, they win the next 5 games. So, considering all of that alone, I feel like it's going to be a tough journey for them. But just like you mentioned, the rest of the teams, they're certainly licking their lips right now because that's one big team who is basically 50% out of the playoffs hunt.
Yeah, in a way, man, that's all that it's gonna be happening for this one because in a way, group standings just goes to show that over on the long run, that's all that we have on this one. Only friends, they made their first mark here. They got the first 2 points that they needed. They got that win. And hopefully moving on down the line, they're going to be able to do a lot more. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's all that we have for you for this matchup. We're going to be prepping up and getting ready for the 8 p.m. game. So, hey, don't really worry about it because the 8 p.m. games are right around the corner. It's like, what, in half an hour? So get yourself a can of Red Bull. Get yourself energized by scanning that QR code down below. And as you are going to be scanning that QR code, make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, and also hit that notification bell to get notified as soon as we do go live because you don't want to miss that 8 p.m. game. It's going to be an intense one as we head on down over on towards the fixtures. It's gonna be an interesting one to say the very least because the way that RG Academy and God Particles have been playing, I'm really excited for that matchup, and I don't want you guys to miss that one out as well. And hey, as you're clicking all of the buttons down below, make sure to hit that show description button as well. Check out all of the links from our sponsors of Ballistix and Crucial. Get yourself that SEC, get yourself that RAM stick that you really want. And hey, as you are gonna be down there, if you want to look fly and you want to look hot and sexy as my boy Salty here, hey, he's got a jersey. You can get one as well from 656. All the links down below in the description. Check it all out. Get yourself pimped up and ready to support your teams. But for now, it's going to be your boy Aggressive joined by Salty signing on off. And we're going to be back with you real soon with the 8 p.m. game with the LG Ultragear Tec Gauntlet Season 3 powered by Ballistix and Crucial after a short little break.